Hello and welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. It's Aston Villa taking on West Ham United at Villa Park. Kick-off 1 hour and 5 minutes away, which means the official lineups will be out in just a few minutes' time. Huge game for both teams. Both teams in desperate need of a win. Both fan bases in desperate need of a win. And both managers in desperate need of a win as well. Both teams have plenty of talented players to call upon. Both teams will have a good bench today as well as a starting 11. But should be a close one. Should be an interesting one. And like I said, the lineups themselves should be interesting enough. Will Steven Gerrard change something from Aston Villa? Will he continue playing Watkins and Ings? Is there a way that he can get Bailey and Coutinho into the same team that'll do well? And likewise for the boys, is Scamacca going to start? Is Emerson and Cornet going to start as well? We're hearing there's a few changes for West Ham and a couple of players will be making their first league starts for the Hammers, but we'll get official confirmation in just a few minutes' time. We don't like speculation unless Gonzo's here. When Gonzo is here, we love speculation because it winds him up a little bit. He has to second guess what's going on, but we don't have him with us today. He's busy today, so he's not here. It's just myself, so I'll be interacting with you guys in the live chat. Charlie will be joining me, and then when I disappear, Charlie will be interacting with you guys in the live chat. So let's see what you are all saying there. I think Leo's getting excited. It's 8 o'clock in the US right now. Well, that's good. That's a good kickoff time for you guys. I think I'd like an 8 a.m. kickoff in the UK to some extent. Get up, watch the football, game's finished. You've got the whole day ahead. That's ideal, isn't it? That's got to be perfect for watching games itself. The football isn't on being broadcasted in the UK. The 2 o'clock game is the Newcastle against Wolves game, or Wolves Newcastle. I'm not sure who's at home actually. And then it's the Nottingham Forest Tottenham game. So the Villa West Ham one is not being broadcast in the UK, unfortunately. JT would like to see Scamacca playing today. So we'll find out. We will find out. Like I said, lineups are out in just a few minutes' time. Sam's rushing back from a car boot sale. Hope you got something. Car boot sale around here on a Sunday is pretty busy as well. We often drive by it, and it was heaving this morning. So hopefully some people have picked up a few bargains today. Hopefully West Ham's got a bit of a bargain with Cornet, Scamacca, maybe Paqueta as well. He's supposedly having his medical as we speak, or he's certainly supposed to have it today as well. Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm nervous about the Paqueta deal. Not the fact that I think he might flop or anything, just about us getting it done. Until he signs on that dotted line, I am not confident. I'm optimistic, I'm hopeful, but confident, certainly not. Unlike Scamacca and Cornet, I was always quite confident that when we got told the players were on their way, I thought, yeah, we're going to sign them. But for some reason, this one, I'm a bit, let's wait and see. Until it feels like there could be 1 or 2 big clubs circling and might try persuade him in the 11th hour. But fingers crossed we can get over the line. He gets his medical done today. Hopefully we can get the win today, and tomorrow maybe we'll have the announcement on Paqueta, because we've obviously got to get the work permit sorted out before we can announce it prior if we wish, but that would be silly, wouldn't it? So I think we'll be seeing an announcement tomorrow, if at all. But yeah, Paqueta, fingers crossed, but today it's about the win. But I'm glad we've got the football. When I did the Patreon breakfast show this morning, I was saying usually if this was Paqueta medical day and there's no game, you'd be constantly checking for updates. You'd be getting a bit nervous. You'd think, come on, but you're off doing your weekly shop. Get that. It's Paqueta sign. Yeah, let me just have a quick check. Let me just check. No, nothing on Paqueta. Right, okay, not good. But we've got the game to distract us a little bit. So we'll watch the game, review the game, think about the game, and before you know, but hang on a minute, what about Paqueta? Oh, he's done. Oh, sorry, happy days. So I'm glad we've got the football to distract us from it all. Anyway, right. I will just click on Ben's one here. I agree. I'm worried about Liverpool swooping as well for some reason. I think he would just suit what Liverpool need. I think he is what Liverpool are lacking, and Jurgen Klopp's obviously spoken about a midfielder as well. So we'll wait and see. Right, before the lineups are out, that gives me just enough time to point you in direction. If you want to sponsor the show, we don't have a sponsor for today, so don't worry. You have to sit and listen to me talk about Company X or Company Y. But if you're interested in sponsoring one of these shows in future, you can get your branding up on the screen about there. We had it there on Thursday night for the V-Board game. You can go back and check it out. It'll be on the screen for the whole duration of the show. And you also get your URL of your choice in the description of the video. And I will tell people about you, whatever you want us to say, within reason to some extent. But most things, you know, I'm willing to sell my soul, all right? It's important income for the channel. But you want to support one of these videos going forward, please do get in touch with us at hammerschat@gmail.com. We can have a little chat. I'll be honest with you, £75, you can get the video. We usually look for a bit more from a big brand, but if you're watching this, you're a West Ham fan, I think. Maybe a Villa fan, but you're probably a West Ham fan, so it's a bit of a discount for you guys. And also, if you want to take all 6 European group stage game videos, so 6 of them, all 3 home and away games, then we'll do a bit of a deal for you. We'll do a big discount. Get in touch, we can have a chat, and hopefully we can get some of you guys sponsoring our channel. Right, we'll see what the starting team for West Ham United today. In goal, we've got Lucas Fabianski. It looks like a 3 at the back. It looks like we're going to be playing a back 3 of Tiro Kerrer, Kurt Zuma, and Aaron Creswell. Ben Johnson, right wing back. Emerson, left wing back for West Ham. Rice and Souček in the middle, with Pavel Fornals and Jared Bowen playing in the number 10 roles behind Gianluca Scamacca. There we go. They're 2 Italians, both starting for the Hammers today. Emerson straight into the starting 11. A formation change from last weekend against Brighton. We saw it on Thursday night, and we've also got Scamacca up front. He retains his place in the starting 11. So my initial reaction, I'll be honest with you, defense, yep, happy with that. Like I said, please, I think Ben Johnson deserves it after his performance on Thursday night. Good to see Emerson starting. The centre midfield, we'll wait and see. Jury's out on that centre midfield. I hope it's a bit more of a sort of like a, maybe like a 3-5-2 kind of formation, and Bowen's more of a striker alongside Scamacca. It was the roles between Cornet and Benrahma was interesting on Thursday, because Scamacca was obviously the striker. Benrahma felt was quite clear at number 10, and Cornet was a bit of both. At times I felt he was a second striker getting in behind Scamacca, and other times I felt he was dropping back to help outside Benrahma, and I quite liked it, the dynamic of that front 3. So it'd be interesting to see how that translates to this front 3 of Fornals, Bowen and Scamacca. And I think I prefer 2 up front and Fornals a little bit deeper, helping out Thomas Souček and Declan Rice. But on paper, I like it. However, I will be honest with you, would have liked to see inside Benrahma. I'm a bit disappointed that Benrahma isn't playing. Actually, a bit. I'm very disappointed Benrahma's not playing today. I think he's probably been our brightest player so far this season. I think when he's on the pitch, we carry a greater goal-scoring threat. I know we've yet to score in the Premier League, but again, Thursday night, he got his goal. He was playing well going forward. Against Brighton, I thought he was the only player that was showing a bit of bravery. Against Nottingham Forest, I thought he played really well. So not to see Said Benrahma start is disappointing, actually. I think, you know, Pablo Fornals and Jared Bowen can both consider themselves fortunate to be selected ahead. Now, the Fornals ones, I get it, because it's David Moyes sees Fornals as being crucial to the way that West Ham work. And I think Moyes sees a risk not having that work rate on the pitch away from home. So I can understand Moyes' selection, but I just think it's a bit harsh on Said Benrahma, if I'm honest with you. I would have liked to have seen him play. Switching to 3 at the back is interesting. I think it'll... Well, I need to see the Aston Villa team, actually, before I comment. If they've got 2 up front, I think it'll help us out a little bit. But Moyes has done something. Listen, we wanted change from David Moyes. We wanted something different from David Moyes. We've got something different. Got new formation. Emerson and Scamacca in from the start. Like I said, the only grievance I've got really initially is no Benrahma, and the makeup of the centre midfield is pretty similar to what we've seen, unless Fornals is perhaps playing in there alongside them, and it's 3 centre midfielders. And I hope that is what we're going to do. I hope it's more of a 3 with 2 strikers rather than like a 3-4-3 formation. So there's the West Ham team. Interesting, different. I like it. I praise David Moyes' change, if you like, the fact that he is trying something different. Right, the bench for West Ham this afternoon, we've got Areola, we've also got Soufal, Ogbonna, Downs, Coventry, Lanzini, Said Benrahma, Maxwell Cornet, and Michail Antonio. Now that is, I'm saying it again, I said it last week, I'm saying it again, that's a Premier League bench. Last season, we were screaming out for squad depth. We've got it now. Look at that. Ariel as a goalkeeper. Sufanov, Bon on defenders. Downs and Coventry in centre midfield. Lanzini is a centre midfielder, attacking midfielder. Benrahma and Cornet and Antonio. That is a really, really strong Premier League bench. You could argue, or we will argue, that centre midfield looks a bit light on the bench itself. But apart from that, that is a real strong bench that we've now accumulated at West Ham. This is the rewards of what we've done in the transfer market this summer, because like I said, I've been quite calm during the transfer window because I've been trying to look at it on a one-by-one basis, which is Masuaku's left, Emerson's come in, Vlasic has left, Cornet's come in, Yarmolenko's left, Skamaka's come in, Downs has replaced Kral, Coventry has replaced Mark Noble, Harrison Ashby's technically replaced Ryan Frederick. So we've upgraded a lot of our squad depth, and I think you can see that last week, and I think you can see it today as well. Premier League bench. Anyway, that is only half the team. So let me just switch over from West Ham to Aston Villa, and let's see what they're saying. Let's see what their lineups are. So the Aston Villa team today is Emi Martinez in goal, a back four of Matty Cash, Callum Chambers, Konsa, and Lucas Dean. But they've also got Kamara in defensive midfield with two midfielders of John McGinn and Douglas Luiz. They've got Coutinho playing in the 10 with Ollie Watkins and Danny Ings up front. So they've gone with the front pairing, which I think makes Moyes' selection better. I think it almost justifies going to three at the back because of the front pairing of Watkins and Ings. We have struggled previously against front twos at West Ham. Brentford is the perfect example. When we played Leeds back in January, Leeds played us the second time, didn't they? And they went very narrow against us and caused us all sorts of bother. So I can understand why Moyes has sort of opted for a back three in this one. And with Creswell in there, I think we'll find ourselves looking like a back four in possession attacking, because Creswell will move out of that back three. Tilo Kehrer on the ball. The one thing I've been thoroughly impressed by with him is his confidence on the ball. His passing out the back was really good. You saw it for the goal against Viborg at the London Stadium, for Antonio's goal it was. That pass from Kehrer straight out to Benrahma. There you go, one-on-one with your defender, go past him. That's what we've been lacking. So I think we've got some roots out of defence with the ball with them three there. So this is the Aston Villa team. No Tyrone Mings, just having a brief look at the bench. I'll get onto the bench in a minute. No Mings on the bench, so he's absent for Aston Villa. This is good. Chambers and Konsa centre back. Skamaka has to get the better of them. He just has to. If we've got Jared Bowen up front as well, happy days. John McGinn's bang out of form. He's not playing particularly well. Shouldn't be starting today. He's in there because he's the captain. Gerrard's made a boo-boo, I think, putting McGinn in. Luiz makes sense after the performances last week and obviously his goal during the week, which was mental. Coutinho, again, being off form, but we know he's got the ability. Then I love that pairing up front, Watkins and Danny Ings. That is a fantastic front two for the Premier League. So they've got goals in them, that Villa team, but they've also got goals conceded in them as well. I'll tell you about my fear in just a minute. Before I do that, let's take a look at that Aston Villa bench for you tuning in. They've got Olsen on the bench as well as Augustinsson, Young, don't know how to pronounce that guy's name, Nakamba, Ramsey, Buendia, Bailey, and Archer. There's a name on there, that one there, that starts with I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not even going to attempt it. But that's the Aston Villa bench. Surprised Leon Bailey's on the bench. Relieved Leon Bailey's on the bench, possibly. I think he's probably been he was their best player in pre-season. He's looked like their better player so far this season. Got an assist last weekend, hit the bar against Crystal Palace as well. Came on and got a really nicely taken goal against Bolton. I know it's only against Bolton, but it was a good goal by Leon Bailey. So I'm pleased to see him not start. Now, I'm going to do my fear. We're going to do the bet. Then I'm going to get interactive with you guys. Before I do, just want to say a massive thank you to Derek Newcastle for the 449 super chat. Just said that he's a patron. It's someone's birthday. Happy birthday. Hope for a win. Thank you very much, Derek. Thank you. That will buy me a pint later for watching the 4:30 game. Much appreciated. Right, today, got no Gonzo, which is good. Right, it's good. Because during the week, we did a simple bet. West Ham to win 3-1. Skamaka scored first. Obviously, it lost. It was 3-0. However, that's the chat's fault. You just picked 3-1. But Skamaka scored. It was 3-0 West Ham for quite a while. I thought, hang on, someone might win 250 quid here. Not to be. Hopefully today we can go one better and clinch the dollar for one of you guys. So if you're new around here and one bet 365, I'm going to put a little bet together, and if it wins, we're going to give one of you guys the money. But while you're here, make sure you drop a like on the video. Over 1,000 of you watching, which is just mental. It blows my mind every time. Thank you for tuning in. Please do drop a like on it. Subscribe if you're new to Hammer's Chat as well. We're closing on 27,000 subscribers. It'd be nice to hit that before the deadline day goes at 11 o'clock on Thursday. We're aiming for just over 35,000 subscribers by the end of the season. So if you could subscribe, that will be helpful. And thank you, Callum, for the $8, 8 Aussie dollars. Happy birthday. Just saw your email. Enjoy a pint. Yes, we'll catch up via email, Callum. Thank you very much. Right, I'm putting West Ham to win in straight away. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good. West Ham to win is going in. And we're going to have to back our man, aren't we? We're going to have to back Skamaka to get a goal. Oh, Bet365 is doing this broken thing again. Look, the goal scorers. What is that? I'm trying to put Skamaka in there, and it's just broken. There's no options. Let me shut that app down, load it back up, and hopefully it works this time, and we can get a little bet on between us. Player to score. No, it's still broken. Right, okay, we'll leave that for now. We'll come back to that in 5 minutes. Let's see what you guys are all saying in the live chat. Please get your comments in. It can be about the West Ham team. It can be about the Aston Villa team. Your hopes, your fears, how you see the game going. But no score predictions yet. We like to spam the chat with them in one go. But let's see what you're all saying. Northern says having real fullbacks will help Zuma. Hope Souček and Rice are moving further upfield. All right, so let's see what we're all saying. Gary says Benrahma and Antonio will do damage off the bench against tired Villa defence. I agree. I think that's two fantastic options to have on there. I expect Skamaka to do damage against a fully fit Aston Villa defence. Like I said, their fullbacks, Cash, Dean, I admire them a lot. I think they're really good players. Get up high, leave space in behind, happy days. But I expect Skamaka to be getting the better of Chambers and Consat, in all honesty. There's a reason they spent big on Carlos. It's just... he's injured. He's out for a while. Ian Benrahma's on the bench. I guess it's more of a why isn't he playing kind of thing. But I don't know. Doug saying that he presumes that this is the formation that Moyes prefers. It's what we got told pre-season, that Moyes would like to switch to back three eventually. Emerson looks key to that switch up. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on with it today. I did think we looked good with it on Thursday, but we were playing a mid-table Danish side. It's hard to really take concrete evidence from that game. It was promising, but that's it. It's promising at best. Breezy says Souček's is one concern. We'd rather have Fornals next to Rice and Benrahma at number 10. Hey, Anne, we're playing three at the back. So we've got Kerr, right centre-back, Zuma in the middle, Creswell on the left, Emerson left wing-back, Ben Johnson right wing-back, Souček and Rice in the middle, Skamaka up front. It'll be interesting to see where Fornals and Bowen plays. I'm hoping Bowen's up front as well and Fornals is centre midfield. I assume it'll be a bit more of the both in the number 10 role behind Skamaka, but we'll wait and see. We'll be able to work it out within 5 minutes. Big Gabs, Villa is unbeaten in 4 home games. Hammers haven't lost them in our last 9 games. 1-6, John 3. Stu says 1-1. Can't get excited today. That's a shame. Marwan, do you think Cornet should have a start at the penalty? He will eventually. I can understand Moyes not playing him from the start. Like I said, I think Thursday, it was a really promising performance from him. I think Benrahma's end product at the minute is better than Cornet's. It'll come, though. It'll come once he settles in and gets used to people. Colin Wood with Emerson at left wing back. He's optimistic Creswell will be effective going forward and not getting picked up. Yes, expect to see crosses from Creswell from deep. I would not be surprised if a good Skamaka chance comes from Creswell crossing it maybe 10 yards outside the 18-yarder. I mean, back, not out wide, backwards, so 30 yards from the goal line. Don't be surprised if we often see that ball getting dragged back from Emerson to Creswell. He gets to do these. He likes to roll the ball with the sole of his foot, Creswell, before he crosses it. He has to do it. Rolls it with the sole, in it comes. Was it Rangers? Souček scored the header. Was it Rangers? Someone will correct me if I'm wrong. Creswell crossed in from that area, Souček header, and it went in, and it was a good header, but that's the type of cross that we'll see from Creswell today. Jordan says he thinks we're resting Benrahma for Spurs. It's very possible. It's very possible. Quick turnaround onto Wednesday night. Tommy says Skamaka's dangerous in the first half. Come on, you Irons. Let's see what you're all saying. Dave says it's a big game for Souček today, and he's putting a big performance. It's well overdue. Ryan says Bowen and Finals have to stay tight with Skamaka today, not left isolated, feeling confident. Completely agree with that, Ryan, my friend. Lewis said he's happy Emerson is starting, but then why does Moyes always insist on waiting until players are ready? I don't understand why he contradicts himself so often. I think I've started to take... yeah, here we go. Sunny verse. Emerson must be decent. Moyes thinks he's Premier League ready straight away. I mean, Skamaka's now Premier League ready ahead of Cornet, who's played in Premier League before. But this is why I take it with a pinch of salt. I think what Moyes is doing is, I think Moyes is trying to deflect the questions of why are you not playing this player and that player. I think the whole let's get him ready is a bit of a cliched answer. Rather than just say I've got faith in Pablo Fornals, he trots this out. So I think it's sort of, we all know Moyes bluffs a little bit in the press conference. We've seen it where he says this player's injured and he rocks up in the team and stuff like that. So I think it was just another example of that. However, when we're losing and we're not seeing the new players, it's frustrating. And I will also say, well, hang on a minute, mate, you can't say that. You've got to back it up a bit. So but it's good to see people, Sunnyverse and whatever, saying it with a tongue in cheek, a little bit of a jest. JT says Danny Dyer's home. Come on, Javi. I mean, if Bowen plays well today, there's something in that Danny Dyer is the reason for Javi Bowen's good form. Ethan says Moyes liked the back three until Lingard came in. He's the reason we changed it. I always thought we should go back to it when we didn't sign him. It's only taken us 12 months to do it, but here we go. Adam asking about Paquet. We'll have to wait and see. I think his medical's meant to be today, but like I said, I think because of the game, it's sort of getting overshadowed. Not necessarily a bad thing, though. Martin thinks this formation's ideal against Tottenham, but he would play Antonio. I think Antonio will play against Spurs. I think Wolves play... Well, no, Wolves play back four now. I was going to say Wolves called some bother last week, but Wolves have switched to back four. So interesting to see how Forest get on against them today in the 4:30 game. Thank you, Dave. 4-0. A happy birthday, Gio. Thank you very much. I've now got 3 pints thanks to the super chat. You're paying for my afternoon when I go watch the Tottenham Nottingham Forest game. Right, let's see what else you're all saying. I'm going to try and skip a little bit. Thank you, Taz. Happy birthday, Gio. Have a great day. Thank you very much. Massively appreciated. Leo says, wish we saw more of Flynn Downs in European games, because I think bedding him in against Villa, especially the back four, this might help the confidence of Rice covering for the back line. Adrian says Rice needs to grab a hold of this game. If he does, can't see us not winning. Lunch. I've not had lunch. I went out for a big breakfast because it's my birthday. I got taken out for a breakfast, but it was like 10 a.m. kind of stuff. So I'm skipping lunch, watching the football, going to the pub to watch the 4:30 game, and then I'm gonna have a Chinese tonight. Love a Chinese, a bit of duck. So Chinese tonight for oneself, and I don't know what we'll watch on TV. Don't know what we're watching at the minute. There's a BBC One thing called Marriage. It's all right. It's a bit strange. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'm not even sure if I'm enjoying it, but we're just watching it. Well, do you think all these signings has a little to do with the new 5-sub rule? Possibly. I hope not, in a weird way. We need that bench, whether we've got 3 subs or 5. We need a bench like that for the Premier League and for European football as well. But it might be a case of that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Right, let's see what you're all saying. Leo says set pieces will be crucial. I'll tell you what, right, I'm going to skip to the end of the chat now. Apologies if I've missed any. Paul, thank you very much. Thank you. If you put a sticker in, I can't see it, unfortunately. That is what you see on the screen is what I can see. It's just a thing, but thank you very much. I've missed one of those super chats. Charlie, you're gonna have to. Charlie, I don't know if you can hear me, but you're gonna find that super chat. I've missed one for starting it. Anyway, my fear is set pieces when it comes to Aston Villa, because when they played Bolton on Tuesday night, Douglas Luiz took a corner and it went in direct from the corner. Whoosh. Okay, now I'm not saying he's going to score from a corner today. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is 2 things. First of all, when that happened, Aston Villa put up a training ground clip of Douglas Luiz doing just that, and it was set up. It wasn't one of these things where he's walking onto the training ground, he just hits it and it goes in, and luckily they've got it on footage. No, there was actual mannequins in the 6-yarder, and there was players in the box as well when he did it. So it was obviously like a practice routine. But ignoring the fact he scored for a minute, that goal he scored against Bolton from the corner, that 6-yard box was rammed. The Aston Villa players were in the 6-yard box, crowding that Bolton goal. They were waiting for Douglas Luiz to essentially have a pop, or at least swing it into that 6-yarder. So when I watched it, I thought, right, he's not going to score. I don't think he's going to score from a corner against West Ham. But what I do think they'll do is when they've got corners on their left-hand side, so basically the corner behind Ben Johnson, so it's an in-swinger from a right footer, I can see it landing on top of Fabianski, essentially. We've got to be prepared for that. We can't let anybody get in Fabianski's way. We need to make sure we're ready for these corners, because there's not much positivity at Aston Villa right now. I think it's fair to say there's not loads of positivity at West Ham either, but there's not many at Aston Villa. Tactically, they're getting outdone. A lot of the players aren't performing. So any positivity they've got, any threat that they do possess, they're going to cling to it. And that corner kick routine, I think, is one of them. Like I said, I'm not saying Douglas Luiz is going to shoot. Okay, I'm not expecting him to score or anything like that. What I am expecting, though, is Konsa, Chambers, Kamara in that 6-yarder with that ball trying to land on top of Fabianski. We need a strong Fabianski today. Arsenal fans called him Flapianski. We've seen examples where Fabianski comes to the ball and he's bang, strong fist through it, commanding, fantastic. But we have seen examples of Fabianski where he is a little bit nervous. He only comes for it half committed, and it ends up creating errors or certainly stress among the back. So that corner is something that's going to worry me a little bit. Thank you, Tommy. Happy birthday. Let it be a joyful day for the Hammers. Yeah, I'm hoping we can get the 3 points. I'll ruin my day a bit. If we don't win today, it's going to ruin my day. Right, let's see what you're all saying. That's my fear. I'm saying that. I feel confident. I feel confident that we're going to win today. Glenn says red card from again. In fact, now the funny thing is, right, I was going to... Let me try and see if I can get it on. Bet365, yeah, because we could do with getting this bet on, couldn't we? I was going to put McGinn to get booked in there. Player to score. It's still broken. We're going to have a bit of an issue today here. I could switch over to Paddy Power, I guess, but I've got a restricted account on there, so I don't know if I let me put on... My maximum bet might be like £2 or something, but let's have a look and see if I can get something on there. It's... Right, let's have a look. Right, let's see what you're all saying. Thank you, Hammer99. Coral Choice birthday. Yeah, like I said, I like Chinese. It shows, right? It shows. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, okay? Bit of duck, bit of sweet and sour chicken, bit of rice. I don't like chips from a Chinese. Unpopular, I know. The Chinese we go to, the chips are average, but the Chinese food is nice, so I can't complain too much. So I do like. Right, let's see what we're all saying. It's got Paddy Power. Hopefully Charlie will be along soon. Let's see what you're all saying. Webley saying Skamaka score. Skamaka to score is going in. Don't worry. Right, West Ham to win. Here we go. Now it's working on Paddy Power. Skamaka anytime. Right, who fancying to get booked? Live chat. Who's getting booked in this game? Aston Villa, West Ham. Pick a player, either team. I'll give you 30 seconds to get it in there. Who do you think is going to get booked? Who's going to get booked? Let's see what you're all saying. Saying that, while you're doing that, what's Thomas Souček for shot on target? 11 to 10. Hello, we'll have a bit of that. We'll get that in there. We'll get him in there to have it. Right, let's see what you're saying. A lot of Souček calls, actually. Let's see what you're all saying. Rice, Kamara, Souček, Rice, John McGinn, Rice, Creswell, Zuma, Souček, Rice, Creswell, Kamara, Souček, Kerr, McGinn, Souček, Creswell, Kerr, Souček. We'll go for... I'm going to go with you guys. We'll go Aaron Creswell because he's playing centre-back. Villa have got the two up front, so he could easily see himself 9 to 2. Well, that's big odds for Creswell booking, and he likes to time waste. Right. Okay, we got this is big. 2 winners today. If this bet wins, 2 winners, £200 each, right? So £400 in total, £200 each. The following 4 things need to happen, and we're going to give 2 people £200 each if this bet wins. West Ham to win the match, Skamaka to score at any time, Thomas Souček to have a shot on target, and Aaron Creswell to get booked or sent off. Aaron Creswell to get a card. £200 cash. I don't even know what to do. In the live chat, just put your score prediction. Let's see what your score predictions are. Get your score predictions into the live chat, and then you're entered. And if that bet wins, 2 of you will win 200 quid. Simple as that. I quite fancy that bet, you know, actually. I've done it. I do. I fancy it. There's no phrase that pays. Gonzo's not here. He's the one that comes up with the pun phrase. I'm pretty rubbish at stuff like that. So I'm just gonna go with the old score prediction stuff and see what you guys are saying. So let's see what you are saying. I fancy 2-0 West Ham. No, 2-1. I'm going to stick with 2-1. I don't like to change my mind. West Ham to win 2-1. Let's see what you guys are saying. 2-0, 3-1, 3-1, 2-1, 2-0, 3-1, 2-1. Lots of West Ham wins today. 2-1, 3-0, 2-0, 3-1. 1-0, 4-2 West Ham, 2-0, 1-1, 1-1. A few draws, but majority. There's a lot of confidence in the live chat for a West Ham win, and it's been a little while since we've seen the confidence like this. Ian, 3-1. James is 3-1. Murphy's 3-0. Hammer Down Under's 2-0. Chris is 4-0. Lewis says 1-1, however. While Dan reckons 3-1 West Ham. Matthew says squeaky bum time, 1-0. I'll take it. Major says 2-1. Paper Rocks is 3-1 West Ham. Will's 3-1 West Ham. 2-1. Everybody's fancying West Ham today. This is nice. I like it. Amy's 3-0. Theo's 2-1. Dave's 3-0. By the way, anybody that puts 3-1 like this, it could be for Villa. I'm just assuming it's for West Ham, by the way. I'm just assuming everybody's predicting West Ham wins. Mavericks 3-1. Joel's 3-1. Chuck is 2-0 West Ham. Oliver's 3-2. 4-1 West Ham, says Dave. Disabled Team says 2-1 West Ham. Harry says 3-2 West Ham. Theo's 2-1. Fish Place is 2-0. Jones 2-0. Rory's 4-0. Ricky's dad 4-1. Chris 3-1. Andy 2-1. John 3-1. Ralph 3-1. Oh, it's just West Ham wins everywhere. I could keep going, but I'm going to lose my voice. Harry, it's not confidence. It's just a must win. That's an interesting way of looking at it. I think it's a bit of both. I'm confident that we're going to win. It is a must win. But like I said in the preview, I said it this morning, I'm going to say it again. If you could pick any team to play right now in the Premier League as a West Ham fan, there's 2 contenders, Bournemouth and Aston Villa. I'd rather play Aston Villa than Fulham, than Nottingham Forest again, than Southampton, than Everton. I'd rather play Aston Villa or Bournemouth right now. Now, this might come back and bite me in the arse because they are a good team. The Villa have good... Look at that Villa team. Martinez, Cash, Dean, Kamara, McGinn, Louise, Coutinho, Watkins, Ing. That's good Premier League players there. Like I said, that front 2 is fantastic. Ings and Watkins, brilliant players. But they're just not firing at the minute. Steven Gerrard's not got them on song. I don't think he knows their best team. And only one manager's tried something new today, and it's not the Villa manager. At least Moyes has changed something up a little bit. Alan says not sure, but he's glad that Moyes has changed up as well. Chowchi says nothing says happy birthday like hitting the like button. I agree. If you can smack that like button while you're here, click the thumbs up. Be massively appreciated. There's still over 1,000 of you watching, which is still mental. So you can all keep clicking the likes up. I'd appreciate it a lot. Xavier is asking where the confidence is coming from. Charlie, have you got any confidence? And if so, where's yours coming from?
It's from vibes, Gia. No, I do have confidence. I can't lie about it. Look, am I convinced about 3 at the back? No, I wouldn't say I was at all. Okay, but let's be real. If Moyes hadn't done anything today, we would have all complained about it massively. So the fact he's gone, right, we've just scored 3 against Viabor using this system. We've seen some positives from it. Let's give it a shot. We've got some new players in the team. I'm feeling relatively confident. Well, confident, maybe not. I don't know if confidence is the word, but I'm feeling a lot more positive than I would have otherwise. Because I'm not going to lie, I did expect a David Moyes today. I did expect the exact same 11 that we constantly see. And so the fact he's changed it up, I'm like, all right, There we go. I can deal with this. I can deal with this. We can work with this. And if it's Cotton Pete Tong by halftime, we've actually got a fairly decent bench, so I can deal with that.
And just want to say massive thank you to Dylan for the $5 Aussie. That says happy birthday to you. Thank you, Charlie. I've got about 5 pints here from Super Chat so far, which is, well, fantastic. I mean, I'm not going to tell. I'm going to let her buy the few rounds, and I'll say my round is paid for by the build-up show. But I'm having a good time. Right, before we get Charlie's thoughts, I'm looking for the banner. Where is it? Here it is. I need this banner, Charlie. If you wish to sponsor this video in future, please do get in touch with us. You can have your branding above Charlie's head right now. You could be hearing me speak about your business to our 1,101 people watching live and saying, oi, go check out this company. Links in description. If you fancy a little bit of that, get in touch with us. It'll be £75 for a Premier League match. However, the more matches you take, the lesser the fee will be. We'll reduce it. We're open to negotiations. We're not Leon. We don't mind a negotiation. We're not Daniel Levy when it comes to it, or David Sullivan. We're Charlie, what's a good club to do negotiations with? Who's quite nice?
Oh, who?
Man City, I think, come across quite nice.
Yeah. I was going to go with Bournemouth.
Like
they just seem to buy everyone that no one else wants. But
yeah, we're a bit like that. And if you want to do the European games, we're wanting and willing to give away all 6 group stage games in a bundle for a lower fee than usual as well. We're pretty desperate for the income, truth be told, because, you know, it's pivotal to the way that we do the channel. So if you want to sponsor us, get in touch, hammerschat@gmail.com for a chit chat. Right, Charlie, you've seen the team. What are you vibing? I know you're pleased there's a change, but are you confident or?
Like you say, right team to face right now for us. Now, Villa would probably be saying something quite similar, even though we've just come off an away win. But we can't act like that isn't the case for us. And we've changed it up. Moyes has got got a little bit of a smack in the face with Potter, just absolutely doing him in, right? And then he's tried to do something different. He's stepping to him. As you said, I was watching the preview you did with the Villa fan yesterday, and Gerrard is got question marks over him. If we can't be doing that against this, then questions he's been asked. But I'm confident. I'm seeing a Scamacca goal, Gio. I don't know where from or how yet. I'm seeing a Scamacca
I'm telling you where it's from. It's an Aaron Creswell cross from deep.
That's a great point.
Of Aaron Creswell playing in a back three is he's going to have loads of space. Emerson push Matty Cash right back to the byline, get him in line with Scamacca to some extent, and then that gives Creswell loads of room to just move up into. And we see Creswell arriving late on these occasions where he stays back, lets Emerson move up. Often, other times, Creswell will overlap Emerson, or he'll run infield and go by Emerson to give him a bit of space, try and drag Matty Cash out his way. But there will be plenty of times today, I think, where we'll see Creswell hang back, let the boys go up, then he will move into the space. He almost becomes a centre midfielder. Maybe David Moyes has been inspired by the role of Cancelo against West Ham at the London Stadium. He's like, Creswell, I need you to become a centre midfielder. But I think we're going to see crosses from Aaron Creswell from deep today, and he's bloody good at them. He is.
Yes,
I've taken, not stick. I've had a lot of people disagreeing with me because I want to see Creswell start today, and I stand by it. I thought he was poor Thursday, but the 3 Premier League games so far, I think he's played fine at worst.
To be fair, I agree with you.
Man City kept Foden quiet. Forest, he was fine, had no problems up against Nico Williams. Against Brighton, again, he was fine. He didn't have an immediate opponent for the first while, but when he was up against Solly March, again, he was okay. The issue came from Trossard against Soufal. So I want to see, I almost need a big performance from Creswell today, otherwise I'm going to get a bit of grief, and I can't be bothered with it. It's my birthday. I don't want grief. I want a comfortable West Ham win, Charlie. And I don't know, I'm feeling...
Well, I spoke about, for Scott Venn, for example, who donated money. Thank you very much, Scott. Beautiful man. I was just having a conversation with him, some other people about it, for example. You can look at it and say 5 at the back, right? But realistically, you're looking at it and you're saying, well, actually, 3 at the back when you're going forward. Cresswell gets forward when you're going forward. Souček's probably going to get involved in the box now because there's no one directly ahead of him unless we're playing the one much behind it. But even then, you're probably going to see it. I reckon there's a lot of attacking ability there. You know, it might seem negative at first when you go, "Oh my God, we're playing 5 at the back," but actually, when you break it down, there's quite a lot of attacking threat and different options.
I've never seen Burnley play 3 at the back. They were the most defensive side in Premier League with a back 4.
That's a great point. That's an excellent
point. So I've seen Chelsea play 3 at the back and stick
and
4
been
past
attacking it.
teams.
Exactly. And then let's be real, Moyes could play 8 strikers and he'd probably still figure out a way to make it defensive. That just is what it is sometimes. It doesn't necessarily mean we're setting up to defend and do nothing else. It's just a different way of attacking, you know? In the same way that when people look at, say, Pep Guardiola playing tiki-taka and think about it as an attacking thing, it's also a defensive thing because he's keeping the ball away from the opposition. Sometimes you look at it and you can go, well, actually, there's a lot of attacking flair there. Also, shout out Embreezy. I saw him in a chat earlier, and what a guy. I just wanted to let him know. But yeah, no, I agree. I'm fairly confident about. We've got Emerson starting, which is exciting. I don't know. There's a lot to like today. You know.
Yeah. I'm still a bit nervous. Like I said, I do think Villa's corners are going to have me shaking a little bit. Fabianski needs protection. If I see a corner on Villa's left-hand side, so it's in swinging from Douglas Luiz, I'm going to get a little bit. Oi, what's going on here? We need to be alert. You know, the one thing Villa fans are consistent in saying ahead of today's game is they are poor in centre midfield right now, and that they're getting badly overrun, and that they feel we're going to destroy them in midfield. Now, when I'm listening to Villa fans, I'm thinking, I don't think you've seen our centre midfield for the first 3 games, but that gives me a little bit of optimism because I would argue that our sort of weak area at this present time is also Villa's weak area at this present time. So we're not going to get done like Brighton ripped us apart in the middle for the first hour of the match or whatever. I don't really feel like Villa are going to take advantage of that. Obviously they've got Coutinho in there, which is going to cause a little bit of bother, but we've seen Declan Rice a little bit more reserved, I feel, in the first 3 games so far this season. So I'm okay with Coutinho in there because Rice is in there as well. It's just a case of where's Fornals playing today? Is he a centre midfielder? Are we going 5-3-2, or is he like a number 10 and it's more of a 3-4-3 kind of formation? So I'm intrigued as to exactly how we're lining up with Bowen and Fornals. Where are they playing? That's what I'm intrigued by, and we'll discover that in the first 5 minutes of the game. But yeah, I'm feeling okay, Charlie. I'm feeling confident. The bet, by the way, for people that have joined late, all you have to do is put your score prediction into live chat to enter the bet. West Ham need to win. Souček needs to have a shot on target. Scamacca needs to score a goal. And Aaron Creswell needs to be booked. And if that happens, 2 people win £200 cash each. It's quite big odds, £410 back from a fiver for that. So I was happy with that. I thought, that's all right, isn't it? £12 for Amos chat, £400 given away to 2 people in the live chat. So Souček will get his shot. I think West Ham will win. It's just a case of can Scamacca get booked and Creswell get yellow carded in the 92nd minute, please, for a comfortable afternoon. So anyway, I'm going to disappear. The one thing I will say is this, I'm not quite sort of, where is it? This one. Not quite the Moyes out part, but the Ben Rama not starting bit is the one bit I was a bit like,
yeah.
You know, I think, thank you, Chris. I think Ben Rama's been possibly our better player so far this season, but disappointing not to see him start. But I guess Moyes obviously feels that he doesn't fit with this formation. That's why I'm more inclined to believe that Fornals will be a centre midfielder. Because if he's in the number 10, then why are we playing Fornals ahead of Ben Rama? So if he's a centre midfielder, fine. There's not really a position for Ben Rama then, is there? We've got 3 centre midfielders and 2 strikers. That Ben Rama space is gone. We don't have someone in there. Yeah. I would understand it then. But anyway, Charlie, I'm going to shut up and leave you be. I'm going to say 2-1 West Ham. Feeling confident. Massive game for us. Massive game for Villa. Massive game for Steven Gerrard. Massive game for David Moyes. And, you know, Moyes has said he's had people watching our game against Brighton. Well, if there's any watching today, namely Lucas Paqueta, then we bloody better well do something so that he doesn't change
there's a guy currently doing a medical who could just leave at any point. So
I'm all right. I don't fancy this.
Maybe that's why he's not played Ben Rama in the 10. He's like, look, there's a space for you, Lucas. I promise. There's one right there if you join.
Vacancy we have in our team.
Anyway. Just before you go, Gio, by the way, because I haven't said it. Happy birthday, bro.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I didn't say so. I know you don't want to, but I just thought.
I don't like birthdays. I don't understand them. I mean, I know what they are, obviously, but I don't understand the celebration of a birthday. What are you celebrating? Surviving, living.
Yeah, listen, in this economy, surviving's a good thing, bro. You know what I mean?
I had a good time. I went to see Kevin Bridges last night. It was thoroughly enjoyable, very funny. A few football puns in there as always that you get from as Kevin Bridges, he likes his football. So there's always a few football jokes there as well. And I think he described Twitter as the VAR for comedy these days. So a comedian does something that's a little bit sketchy, a little bit, he goes, I'll just check out what Twitter is saying. That's the VAR room for jokes these days. Is it offensive? Is it allowed? Where are we at? Kind of thing. It's very good, very, very funny. Not quite as good as his previous two, but I think it's because there's a bigger expectancy on him now, which is, well, what you're going to say, sunshine? Come on, we're all expecting top laughs here, and he's already used his Hoos Rice joke a couple of times. He couldn't use it last night, so it was quite tricky for him, but still thoroughly enjoyable. Right, I'm off skis. I'll catch up with you at half time.
Thank you very much. I shall see you then. Thank you, Gio. And as Gio was saying, by the way, we're looking for sponsors. So if you want to be in that top corner, link in the description below, there's an email address. Get in touch with us. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we all? I hope you're well. Gio is not a day over 45, I'll have you know. I hope you're good. Hope you're having a grand old time. How are we all vibing? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible, how confident are you of a West Ham dub today? Do let me know. And while you get involved with that, and do make sure to wish Gio a happy 40th birthday. Let's have a quick look at the lineups in a little bit of depth while you get some numbers in, shall we? I haven't pressed this button. Is it going to work? No, didn't work. There we go. West Ham lineup as such. Fabianski in goal. Johnson, Kehrer, Zuma, Cresswell, and Emerson at the back. Rice and Souček in a double pivot with potentially Fornals just ahead of them, or maybe on the left with Bowen on the right, and Skamaka up front. I quite like it. Like I said, I quite enjoy that as a lineup. I can't lie to you. I understand the trepidation about 3 at the back, 5 at the back, however you want to say it. I can't act like I haven't got any of that. But to be honest, we would have said it would have been even more frustrating if Moyes had gone with the same thing. And so the fact that we've just scored 3 with this formation, we've gone with it again, we've given some people a chance that needed it, Skamaka, Emerson coming straight in. There's a lot of things to like here. And I'm feeling pretty confident about it. The bench being Areola, Kufau, Ogbonna, Downs, Coventry, Lanzini, Benrahma, Cornet, Antonio. Some legitimate game changers there. You're talking Antonio. You're talking Cornet, Benrahma, who's been in great form. Lanzini can score a goal once every 6 years. So there's some legitimate game changers there. A much more attacking bench than we're used to. Let's have a look at some of these confidence levels because I'm feeling it. Let's have a gander. 7, 11.6. Yeah, Paul, big. 1 GP, disgraceful. 1,000, the exact opposite. Mad. Hello, Charlie. Hey, hello, Joan. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Listen, I think we all rather would. No one give Gio anything. Let's just all get a dub. Let's all wish for dubs and not happy birthdays. You know what I mean? 6.5, 6, a solid 7, says the best football manager streamer on Twitch, M Breezy. You don't follow me on Twitch. What are you doing, guys? What are you doing? Right, here we go. 8.37464779. 8.3746473926364000008373. Very confident. Love that. 6.63. Good to see Stuart. Hope you're well. 10, Stuart. Big. 8 all day. 7. We'll win this easily today, Charlie. No Buendia, no Bailey for them. It's crazy. I will say that is a bit mad. Leon Bailey's finally coming to sort of hit his form. Buendia has been brilliant. I love Buendia, and yet I don't understand it at all. But love that from you, James. 7. Good afternoon, Bobby. Hope you're good. Steve hopes we can score a goal today. 6, 7. Said that for the last 3 games, Glenn, but keep saying it. You'll be correct one day. Do you know what I mean? The vibes will come true. 5, 8, 7, 3, 1. Love that. 8, Disabled Team. Stu, good to see you, my friends. Hope you're well. Hope you're grand. If you haven't already subscribed to the Disabled Team as well, by the way. Banging Leeds videos, banging content about the Premier League in general with Titch and CD. I would highly recommend it. Chuck, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're all good. Very confident. 9. Yes, Chuck. Yes. 6. I'm also an 8 for tonight. 27K. Mate, we're getting there. 35K by the end of the season. It's happening. We're going to speak it into existence. 6, we're confident to get it. It's a scary thing. You're not wrong. Can we see your chair? Because it's different from Gio and Gonzo's. It's the same thing. It's just ever so slightly different. And I'll be honest with you, my back is so happy. As somebody who sat on a broken chair for a long time, my back is very, very happy. Cactus K coming up with 10, 7 plus. I'm absolutely glad to see Fab start. Listen, he hasn't done anything wrong. I would have preferred Areola. I 100% would have, but I can't act like Fabianski's done anything wrong recently to force him out of the team. I think he's been pretty good, but I would have preferred Areola to start. In general, I just prefer Areola. Let's have a look at the Villa lineup. Villa lineup as such: Martinez in goal with Cash, Chambers, Concert, and Digne. Or Dean, I don't know how you pronounce. I'm going to go Digne. Screw it. McGinn, Kamara, and Douglas Luiz in the midfield 3, potentially 4 with Coutinho, depending on if he's playing on the left or in the 10, with Watkins and Ings up front, which is another good thing about the 5 at the back, 3 at the back, however you want to say it. They've got 2 strikers on today, so that should help us with that. We have Olsen on the bench, Augustinson, Young, someone's name I'm not going to try and pronounce. We'll do it once. Irogbanam. Nakamba, Ramsey, Buendia, Bailey, and Archer. That's your Villa. That's your Villa lineup. If you're a Villa, welcome, by the way. If you're a villain, welcome. I'd also say, hey, if you're looking for a way to watch the game, because of course it is not on TV in the UK today for some mad reason, then there are ways you can do it. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. It's a completely free to join, lovely West Ham Hammers chat community. But more importantly, if you scroll down on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links. And just before kickoff or just after kickoff, you should find what you're looking for. You should find what you're looking for. If I've missed your comment, I apologize. It's all been skipping all over the place. I'm trying to have a little scroll because it's an absolute nightmare. But I can't. I don't know where I'm at. So let's ask this. Let's go sub bingo. Of course, we have some good bench options today, as I was just saying. I'll pull the bench up so you can all have a gander. There we go. Sub bingo is the game where we predict when David Moyes will make his first substitution. We don't care about the player. We just care about the number. But if you want to put the player in there for a little bit of extra sauce, you can. The bench is running along the bottom of your screen right now. I'm going to go classic 69, as you know. We'll go 69, and we will say 69 minutes. Benrahma. No. Yes. 69 minutes. Benrahma for Bowen. Maybe a risky one. I'm going to go for it. We'll see what happens. That's actually probably the most accurate one every day. That's probably the most accurate one. You got to respect it. Let's have a little scroll. Just see if I can find it. You know it, Dennis. You know it. Look at him. Dennis, look at it. Look at this beautiful man. Look at him. Rub him for luck. Something we've not been doing recently. Give him a little rub for luck. What a man. I should also say, everyone, by the way, I'm a man of my words. I went and I got a whole pack of baby bells. There is a whole fresh pack of bells on offer today in the fridge. So if we need them, we've got them. I went and bought them today. Literally went and bought them about an hour before we started the show. So we're good to go. Let's have a look at some of these sub big, shall we? 64, 67, 63, double sub, 62, 68. I love the 60s right now. You know what I mean? Makes me think I could get it right for once. I think we're going to get it once the entire time. Pardon me twice. But then again, I have only picked the same thing every single time. The only part of their team that scares me is their attack, Ings, Watkins, and Coutinho, but their midfield and defense are honestly championship level. I'm loving that sort of confidence from you, Connor. I can't act like I don't disagree. I mean, I wouldn't say championship level, but I don't act like I don't disagree in terms of what's scary about him, I guess. 69th minute beat you. Listen, Katie, look, listen, yeah. On my screen, I said it first. However, I will concede to you. I will respect that, and that's fine by me. But on my screen, I said it first. 60th minute, Antonio Fiskamaka, 67th, 58th, 60th, 64, 65 minutes, as always, 65. 64 minutes, Benny, 61, 63, sub bingo. That's where it came from. It's the first thing I saw. There we go. 66. Antonio Fiskamaka, 65, 65, 45. Cornet will show you courage for once. Oof. Kiri coming in with bold predictions. I love that. Antonio for Big Mac. Return of the Mac. Don't know why I'm singing it, but I am. 62 minutes, Cornet. So what song that is, by the way? 62 minutes, Cornet, says Lawrence. Yeah, I feel like we could actually. It's a good shout. I didn't think about Cornet. Cornet's going to come on at some point, isn't he? He has to at some point, right? Good to see you, by the way, Lawrence. West Ham can't win with 128 likes on this watch long. So if you, yes, Tasman, that's what I'm saying. 300 is the goal. We're already at 373. So we've flown past that number. We've flown past it. You know, Gio's birthday has done bits. We have flown past that. Let's see if we can hit 500. We managed to do it on the last game, and we've done it that one time. We've almost got there in the last couple. Let's see if we can get to 5. Let's push it. Let's see. Let's get confident. Let's get cocky even. Let's get cocky even, you know? 65 minutes, Cornet versus Cornet and Ben Rama. 59 minutes, Cornet on. 75 minutes, Antonio for Skamaka. 55 minutes, 72 minutes, Downs and Souček. I'm liking, there's a lot of, I tell you what, usually, there we go. Connor's here. I was about to say, usually there's at least 3 people who have decided to just scare me. And Connor 96, your boy, has pulled it through there. Congratulations. You've done, yep. Oh, that's worse. That's worse. And I'll ask you this as well while we're here, actually. Where are we all watching from today? Because, of course, again, today it's not available in the UK. So I am in my holiday home in North Idaho. This guy's house. His holiday home in North Idaho. He just lets me come over when we're not on a way that's easy to watch. So where are we all watching from today? Let me know. Please get rid of Danny. Listen, Tommy, I'll say this, Tommy. Wheels are in motion. That's all I'll say. Maybe if you come back next weekend, maybe some, I don't know. We'll see. Wheels are in motion is all I'll say, Tommy. I don't want to promise anything yet. Wheels are in motion. Bells. Where's the co-cut? Oh, like a co-commentator thing? That's a shout. That's a great shout. I don't know if anyone here knows Cultaholic, the wrestling thing. I apologize. I'm referencing wrestling already. It's this early on. I know, it's a disgrace. But I know Adam Pachi, when he streams on his, he just has a whole room of cutouts behind him. And I have always admired that and thought that I wanted that. I can't lie. 65, 79. Really think they should make a smoked Baby Bell. Do you know what? They probably do. There's a different flavor of Baby Bell. I see it in the shop. When I go into the shop, I do see a different Baby Bell. I just don't know what it is, and it scares me, so I don't touch it. But I do see it. I've just realized I need to figure out a way to watch the game, so we'll get there. Allowed on your expenses? Let's say yes. Can't say for certain, but let's just say yes. I paid for it out of my wages, mate. Disgraceful. When I'm doing such a good service for all of West Ham, and you know, okay. She did not. She did not. I used to self-checkout, so it would have been really concerning. Gerald from begin, mate. I mean, they're in a pair. The orange tangerines are in the mud. Real ones know about those. Listen, if it all goes really Pete Tong, Leonardo, I have oranges as well. There are oranges available. I've got both. Now, I'm not planning on eating the oranges. That was more just I'll just relax. You know what I mean? I'll just have a grand old time. But if it really goes wrong and we want to really push the emergency button, we could do that. Also, great shout, HDU. We tried to do it with IKEA before, with the vase. Maybe Baby Bell is the way we should go. I'm actually going to try and contact them. Lee, hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. What a lad. What a guy. Lovely. Right, let's scroll because I realize how far behind I am. And while I try to find this link, I mean, TV channel in North Idaho. Don't know what you're talking about. Chocolate orange is the best. They are flipping excellent. It's a cheddar Baby Bell, purple wrapping. Oh, is that what it is? I knew it was a different one. Purple one is mature cheddar. Fair. I'm glad I don't buy it because I am scared. I am watching it definitely on Paramount Plus. Watching from Sarawak, Malaysia. Up early in the morning. I do like an early morning. I heard Gio say this, and I strongly agree. I would like an early morning kickoff. Do you know what I mean? Just joined, wondering your opinion, information, what we're playing. Riddick, I'm happy with it. You know, I'm not convinced by the 3 at the back, 5 at the back at all. I think we could have gone with something different. But realistically, if he'd done the same thing, we all would have complained about it. So I'm not exactly going to kick up a fuss about that now. I'm pretty confident with the teams that have been put out to some extent, and I'm happy to see that we've done something different. And you know, some big Emerson getting a game, Skamaka getting a game, something there. Watching from the Milky Way, Nashville, Tennessee. Let's get some wrestling references. Now we're talking. Tommy, trust me, if you watch the whole thing, it'll be basically nothing but that when it's me. Sunny Suffolk, love that. Love Cultaholic. They are excellent. They are probably my favorite wrestling YouTube channel. They're probably my favorite wrestling YouTube channel, to be fair. Love Adam Pacheco. I love them all. I'm just saying that because I've met him, but I love them all. Sunny, Hackney, the state of Virginia, love that. Leonardo, Costa del Suffolk, big. We're getting Lucas Paqueta. One can only hope. New Jersey, again, this is, I would be lying, Paul, if I said I hadn't looked at the club website for kit sizes for potentials. I would be lying if I said I didn't do that. We come back, actually, Charlie will be gone, but Danny will be there. Kerry, I will say the temptation has always been there. The temptation has always been there. And let's be real, he'd probably do it better than I would. Norwich, shout out. Toronto. I'm watching from... don't know what you're talking about, JP. Don't know what you're talking about. David, coming up with the vibes. Yes, shout out Nagoya. Liverpool Street Station. Chris, where you going, bruv? Where you going? Barking, Berlin, Miami, Florida, Sweden, Kings Canyon. Skamaka up front against these centre backs. Should get a brace, at least you'd hope so. Watch from the Discord. I hope. I mean, you're not the only one, is all I'll say. You're not the only one, is all I'm saying. How's that wink? I was quite happy with that. Greenville, North Carolina, US motherfucking A. Yes, Jeffrey. Miami, Australia again. Bristol, Perth, Malta. Shout out Temple Meads, by the way. Plasto, Watton. Watching from the Costa del Bournemouth. Oh, more Costas. You love to see it. More Costas. You like to see it. There we go. So we are just a few minutes away from kickoff, which means we have one last chance. You've seen the teams. You felt the vibes. You've got one last chance to put in your final score prediction. Get them in the chat while I power through some of these. I want to see some of these places. I always get very excited when I see where people are from. But before I do that, Fort McMurray, Ian, thank you very much for the 50 Canadian dollars. Ian, you're incredibly kind. You did not have to. Gio will be drinking a lot tonight. I can tell you that much. Ian, thank you very much. That's incredibly kind of you for the 50. Also, I wasn't there, so I'll say it now. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Richard. Shout out, Scott. Dylan, Tommy, Callum, Paul, Tasman, Dave, and Derek. Thank you all very much for the donos as well. I'm putting them all, of course, in the top corner. I need to get you involved, Ian. There we go. Thank you very much, sir. It's very kind of you. Very kind of you. So look at some of these last couple ones. Scroll. Where was it? Acton. Klebs. Andrew Treneman. What guy? Do you know what I mean? What an arc. I was writing that, by the way. I'm sure I told you about this, but I was writing that video last night. My second Wally Road video. I was writing it last night. I've got 2 videos I'm working on right now for the channel. If Wally Road one will take some time. I've got another one about 4 in the bed coming up. Because that's how I choose to live my life. Rockstock, Germany, Acton. What a train station with the free platform when you get on the Piccadilly. I'd see that. Third kit left split. It does look a little bit like that. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti and all that. You know what I mean? He's not here, but I'll pass on the message, Mark. I'll pass on the message. Everyone just keep wishing him happy birthday. In fact, even when it's not a birthday, just it'll annoy him. You know what I mean? How do you do those cool Hamish chat thumbnails? Well, thank you very much, Snazzy TV, for a start. Photoshop and a lot of drop shadow. Photoshop and a lot of drop shadow. Snazzy, if you need any help with anything, feel free to DM me and I can try and help you as best I can. Feel free to DM me on Twitter at @ATopLad and I'll be happy to try and guide you and advise you as best I can if you need help with anything like that. But I do it on Photoshop, basically. I do it on Photoshop. Bulgaria, scroll, Sydney, from my kitchen, currently making a blackberry and apple crumble, custard or ice cream. Thoughts? Leslie, I'll say this. Why not both? Why not both? That might be the fat guy in me talking, but why not both? By the way, we're just a couple of minutes away from kickoff on my screen. Of course, I have the timer here. So if you want to know exactly how far behind you I am, you won't be able to know. But if I had to pick one custard, but no. Sydney, Watching from Aruba. Love that. Pluto, Singapore, Korea and Custard. Yeah. 7 Bridge around it. Love that bell car. Just have a, I've crossed it twice. Once going there, once coming back. Many years ago. It was when the London riots were on. That's all I've got. Let's get to some of these score predictions now. 1-1, 2-0, 3-1, 3-1 to the Hammers. Big confidence so far. Malta, love that. Shane, we'll get back to you. But I will say this about Cornet. I think, actually, I won't get back to you. I'll just say it now. There's a lot of things to learn from him. I feel like the way he goes about his business is wrong. But I like hearing his, especially stuff about the past and his ideas on current day wrestling. But I wish he would deliver it in a different way and just not get into stupid arguments with people like Kenny Omega. I feel like you don't need to, bro. I feel like you're an elder statesman of the business and everyone will respect you if you didn't. But he's found his successful formula. But I do think there's a lot to learn from it, even if I don't listen to it because I don't like it the way he acts. You see what I'm saying? Great manager, though. I've been watching 1996 Raw, stuff with Vader. Really good. Really good. Skamaka 3-0, 2-0. Spain 3-0, 1-0, 2-0, 3-1. West Ham are in the tunnel leader. Come on, yes, that's what I'm saying. Daegu, South Korea. Love to watch that. I would say, Kev, if you're looking for a way to watch the game, there are definitely ways you can do it. Link in the description below to the Discord. It should have a link in there sooner rather than later if there isn't already one in there. Mainly because I might need it because mine's crashing up a storm right now. My definite TV channel. 2-0. 2-0, 2-1, 4-1, 2-1. Listen, we're taking it though, Steve. That's Gio doesn't live in London. That's a price somewhere, right? 4-1. Let's go, James. 5-1, 3-1. Very specific place in Essex. You love to see it. 2-1, 2-2, 3-1, 5-0, 3-1. One can only hope. And we've kicked off, ladies and gentlemen. Where's the button? There we go. It's skipped to 100. It's skipped to 100. What is going on? Hang on. If I do this, it's skipping to. Why are you skipping to 100? I don't need you to do that. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. I figured it out. Also, my stream is acting up something fierce right now. I mean, my North Idaho TV channel. But we've kicked off. Come on, you irons. Deploy the boys. There we go. Big vibes. It's happening. We're getting a dub. I'm calling it now. We're getting a dub. You can't convince me otherwise. You can't convince me otherwise. I'm just having a quick look for other things. I'll be back, guys. I'll be back. I promise. Should probably take the one about coming up the shard. We'll get there. I'm watching from Hong Kong now. Now Sports Premier League broadcast from Northern Ireland. Love that. I feel like I don't usually watch a game in fancy locations. Do you know what I mean? I get North Idaho or North London. I don't really get a bigger vibe. Let's go with that. And then hopefully when the Geico logo leaves, it'll be right. West Ham trying to get forward, but Villa tackle well. But Aaron Cresswell gets stepping forward, stepping out, stopping it. There we go. Definitely not like link Thor and footy pass. Definitely not that, James. Definitely not that. In fact, don't use that because it's crashing. I've heard. Bro, they're all crashing. Why is everything crashing today? Everything's skipping all over shop. So do you know what? I'll just watch this for now. Ben Johnson on the ball gets tackled by John McGinn. It's a big game needed for John McGinn, by the way. He's not been playing very well, and I love John McGinn. I think he's really, really good. He's one of the few players I would take in. Like when I look at Aston Villa's team, he's one of the top people I would take instantaneously. He's one of the top people I would take instantaneously. If you use the link in the Discord, make sure to thank Athers, Ben, doing the Lord's work in there. But yeah, he's one of those people I would take instantaneously. I really, really like him. I think he's so good, but he's having a torrid season. It's just not happening for him this year at all. And so, you know, there's a I'm surprised he's playing. I'm not surprised he's playing because obviously Gerrard made him his captain. So, you know, he's probably going to go for it still. He's probably going to keep him in. He's kind of forced the issue a little bit on top of him. So to an extent, I'm not surprised he's gone for it. But at the same time, when someone's out of form, you just got to take him outside. But then again, we're saying that David Moyes exists, right? So it's not exactly unheard of for a manager to do that sort of thing. Let's be real. Let's be real. Still, I'm not against it. It's a big game for him today. It's a big game for a lot. It's a big game for us today. There's some people in this team who have the opportunity to really put a step on. You're looking at Emerson. You're looking at Skamaka. If they can put in a performance today, then that's a big deal for us. That's a big deal for us because they'll probably end up getting a start. You know, David Moyes does tend to stick. Well, I mean, Ben Rama aside, David Moyes does tend to stick with people who do well. It's frustrating when they don't, but he does tend to do that. And so you'd be hoping that if they have a good performance today, then maybe they'd be able to stick around in the side. That's the hope and dream anyway. With Emerson, it's difficult because, like Gio, I'm sort of the same. I know most people would disagree with us on this, and I'm fine with that as well. But I think Cresswell's been all right this year. I understand why people don't know, to be fair, but I think he's been okay. But the problem is we don't really have, even if he wasn't acceptable, which is what I would describe it as. I don't think he's been bad. I don't think he's been particularly good. I think he's been fine, acceptable, okay. Even if that wasn't the case, there's no one really to replace him. And so the fact now that we have someone who can in Emerson means that hopefully if we can, then that would be really good for us. That if he gets a good performance today, then all of a sudden it could be a scenario where he plays more often. We'll see. There we go. We're finally here properly. The timer will stop briefly and I'll start again. But we're coming through here. Skamaka on the ball. Oh, that's a nice piece of ingenuity to find Pablo Fornals on the edge of the area. Tries to dribble his way through. All bit of argy-bargy. Nice diving in tackle by Cresswell. Thomas Souček flick first time. Very exciting. But Villa do come away with it. And it was a half decent counter-attack for a split second. I would have webbed, but I'll be honest with you, that was me buying time until I could find a thing that works properly. We're here now. Discord is what I'll say to people. Discord. And there we go. We'll have a look. I mean, it'd be interesting to see, like I say, exactly where Fornals is playing. Is he playing in that sort of just behind the two strikers role that Ben Rama was playing against Vibor? Is he playing out wide on the left? Because right now it looks like he's playing in that Ben Rama role, the sort of 10, which is maybe even slightly more galling about why Ben Rama didn't start, seeing as how good he was in that game. But again, I understand with David Moyes in the Premier League, he wants to play Pablo Fornals. Apart from that, it does look like exactly what you would think. Emerson wide left, Ben Johnson wide right, and then a back three. We'll see how that ends up working out. It might actually be a front three. I don't know, but Fornals is moving around a bit. We'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on that. Villa trying to play the ball forward through midfield. Not happening, no. Not happening. Souček and McGinn are going to be on top of each other. I remember when I was watching Gio's match preview with the... Is that true? Has anyone else had this issue? Also, Athers, Ben, hi, by the way. If you're still here, can you double check that? Is that link the correct link? The one that's in the Discord? The one that's in the description. Should be. Tom, We'll try and get this sorted. Has anyone else had this issue today? Let me know. Villa playing it through the lines. That's one thing I think they'll be better than us at. They're out wide on this left-hand side, trying to find a way to cross it into the box, but it's a good block by Ben Johnson. I will say this as well about Ben Johnson. He had a really good game. He's had some really good performances of late. I think first couple of games, I felt he was acceptable, but he was obviously doing a position that wasn't for him. Centre back, and I've never felt like right wing back was his best position either. But I agree with what Gonzo said it actually on the review. I think it was on the review. It might have been on Playing Ratings, I can't remember, but I think he was on the review, talking about how well Ben Johnson played and talking about how his attacking output was just as good as Soufal's has been. And I think that's always been this down point now. That isn't to say Soufal's has been good this year, because I don't think it has been. I think Soufal's attacking output has been a little bit all over the shop this year. But I'm happy this is giving Ben Johnson the chance, you know? Throw in on the right-hand side for West Ham. It's as awful as you would expect a West Ham throw-in to be, so we're good. Potentially, that's a good point, Soham. Soham, that's a really good point, actually. I'm not sure about that. That's a great shout. Wow. Yeah, listen, maybe. You might have to create an account for Discord if you don't have one. If you don't have an account for Discord, then you might need to make one. But if you should have one, let me see. Let me have. I'll have a quick click and see what it says for me. I'll have a little gander. I'll have a little check. It should, like I said, it should be correct. Hello, trying to play through the lines. Yeah, the invite link works for me. You should be able, if you haven't got a Discord account, you might have to create one, but it is completely free. And like I said, it's just a nice West Ham community, Hammers Chat community on there anyway. Tom staff for nice conversations, but also more importantly for today, links right. Cresswell lays it down the line. Fornals, nice quick reverse pass into the path of Emerson, who tries to cross it in. Can't really get any good purchase on the cross, and it's straight into the hands of Emi Martinez in goal. But Fornals again finding his way out onto that left. But again, I'm interested to see, because when we did play 3-4-3, 2 seasons ago, whenever it was, under Dave Moyes, Fornals did play on the left wing in that position, and it was very much left wing. It wasn't a sort of 10 role. It was very much out wide, which then transitioned once we went into the 4 at the back with him playing on the left wing, left mid, whatever you want to call it, of a 3-4, of a 4-2-3-1. Whipped in by Aston Villa into literally no one, and Emerson and Fabianski just trying to team up to get rid of the ball. My TV has skipped at this exact moment, which is stress. But yes, I will say, so I'll be interested to see sort of where he ends up playing out, especially potentially with Scamacca joining. Sorry, not Scamacca, potentially with Paqueta joining. Because if Paqueta's joining, then all of a sudden we have an out-and-out 10. Now, again, he could play differently. He could play in a more reserved, in a 4-3-3 potentially. He could play wide in a sort of a 4-2-3-1 potentially, or a 4-3-3. It's not like he is just a 10 and only a 10. But in my opinion, that is probably his strongest position, or at least from what I've seen. And obviously, relatively limited. Deployed them boys. So I'll be interested to see what happens today, because it could be a big opportunity for Fornals in that role if he's playing a 10. Played round the back from Aston Villa. Can't quite get there. Goes out for a goal kick. He is beautiful. And he is brilliant. So we'll see. Johnson as a wing-back, when he has never gotten a Premier League assist. Everson has like 1 assist. This is what I'd say to you, though, Irons. There's literally no other option. I prefer some fullbacks who have a bit more attacking flair? Yes. You could argue that if you really want to go for assists, you put Cresswell at wing-back. But ultimately, he's also playing in a position where he is going to get assists from, because that's what he does in this position. But realistically, there's no other options. Do you know what I mean? And if you are playing even 4 at the back, as opposed to wing backs, they're still going to be trying to get assists. So it really doesn't make a difference. Ben Johnson, like I say, I don't think his attacking output is particularly that good, but it's not a great opportunity. Watkins hits it, deflects. Oof, wide. Jesus Christ, that was close. My trustworthy friend, how are you? I hope you and the missus are good. I hope you're good. It's good attacking play from... They've got all kinds of space there, Villa. Big ball over the top. Kehrer stepped forward, just vacating that space for Ollie Watkins to just run into. Cuts inside and he goes for a shot. It deflects out, I think, Kurt Zouma in the end. Yeah, deflects off Kurt Zouma. The shot was going wide regardless, but probably shouldn't have left so much space for Ollie Watkins there if we're being honest about it. Because that was a lot of it. That was a lot of space for my man to just walk into, especially someone who used to play on the left wing and is very fast. But it's probably going to be a long day, I can't lie. Corner though to Villa, left hand side to take it. We've got basically everyone back. Played in off the post. Konsa gets the goal. It's 1-0 Villa. 1-0 Villa. Well, there's a flat. Hang on. The flag has gone up. Has it gone out of play? Is that what we're saying? Ball went out of play. Scratch that. Panic over. It's 0-0 still. The ball came in. It was a good corner. It was whipped in, but it was whipped too much. Curves out and comes back in. The initial header comes off the post. I'm not sure who it was. Someone heads it off the near post, and Constance the one who follows up. He's just sort of right place, right time to just sort of pop it in. But flipping heck. Did someone call this loud got? Because that'd be beautiful. That would be beautiful. The VR gods are with us. 4 hours with a bad touch allows Villa the ball back here. I'm interested to see how that sort of 3 ends up working out. The sort of Emerson, Cresswell, 4 hours on that side. Because again, there's now some options down there. You know, I would suspect more of our attacking play should be coming down that side, or at least when it comes to the crosses, should be coming down from that side today. Because we were just talking about Ben Johnson, not the best crosser in the world, and then you have Emerson who can cross. You have Cresswell who's a good crosser. Declan Rice fouling Douglas Luiz, calling for a card. Don't think it was worth a card. Don't think it was worth a card. It was kind of just clumsy and Douglas Luiz buys it, but you know, it's a foul. It's just one of those ones where you could carry on going if you wanted to, but instead you decided to go down. Aston Villa thankfully take the free kick on the halfway line and instantly pass it backwards and start passing it around. This is where I would like us to press. This is something we have been doing. A bit more of that would be nice. A bit of pressing, guys. They're cutting the passing lane. They're not trying to win the ball back necessarily. They're just cutting out the passing lanes with the pressing, with the pressure, in order to make Villa kick it long, which is fine. But we have already seen today that they have a lot of pace in behind. And if we step forward like Kehrer just done again there, then there's a little bit of a problem. But we're at least doing something, although Villa are slowly making their way forward. And again, that ball over the top just lands straight into the feet of Watkins again. You probably shouldn't be asking them to play it long because they're doing it very well right now. But Villa managed to work their way forward into a throwing position on the left-hand side. Digne takes it quickly to Watkins. Coutinho's in the centre. He's asking for it. He just picks it up. That's a nice first-time pass. Nice flick around the back. Maybe not quite there. The cross is in. Watkins gets his head to it. Fabianski with an easy collect. Yeah, like we're putting them under mild pressure. We're putting them in a situation where we're cutting the passing lanes and we're forcing them to go long, which is kind of what teams do to us. And it's not necessarily a bad idea, but they've got so much pace in behind with especially with Watkins, and they're hitting him relatively consistently. They have that out ball where if they're under a bit of pressure, or if they don't have passing options because they're not really under pressure, they just don't have options to pass, then you just look at it and you go, right, where's Watkins? I'm just going to sort of ping it in his general direction, a bit like we would do with Mikel Antonio. And they're doing it relatively well right now. So it's not necessarily that we're not pressurizing enough, because we're sort of doing okay with that, but we're not trying to win the ball back. We're trying to make them give it to us, which is, from a fitness standpoint, maybe the correct decision. You sort of give them a bit of leeway in that sense, but I don't know. West Ham trying to win the ball back, battle in the field, can't quite make it work. Coutinho lays it out wide right to Douglas Luiz, who tried to ping it in behind the back to Ollie Watkins, who's getting involved in a lot today. Couldn't quite manage it. Fabianski collects, but Watkins is getting involved in a lot of things today. Emerson, West Ham hitting up with the big cardboard box movements. Declan Rice with a frankly stupid pass, asking an insane amount of Kehrer, who then has to stop it back. That was an awful pass from Declan Rice. Jesus Christ. That was awful. What the hell was that? I don't even know what he was trying to do. Why would he do that? Under no pressure, by the way, he turns around, sees Kehrer, who had someone relatively close to him anyway, pings a curved, lofted pass back to, I don't know. It was absolutely wild. Don't know why he's done that, but whatever. What can you do? My thing's gone down again. Why? Is this working yet? Oh, nice ball around the back for Aston Villa, trying to get in and around. Couldn't quite manage it. West Ham managed to get it away, but it's a good performance from Aston Villa so far today. You'd have to say they've been the better team. They've been more in charge. They've been more in control. And we are just, Connor saying Ben Johnson's injured, and I can see him literally just sat on the floor. He's just sat on the floor. We will see Kufal, I would suspect, very, very shortly. He's warmed up to come on. Ben Johnson was sat on the floor, and Villa decided to continue, which is their prerogative. He's got up now. He can barely move. He's back down on the floor yet again. And they kick it out, and now it's going to be a sub. Kufal's going to come on. It's a shame of Ben Johnson because he's been playing really well. Like I say, I thought he's been happening. And the problem with the what's the word I'm looking for? Concussion. The only concussion from Kufal gave him the opportunity, but we're going to see Kufal come on regardless, and Ben Johnson come off. It was Coutinho whose header hit off the post originally before the Conser disallowed goal. It was definitely out of play. I've just seen another replay of it. It was 1,000% out of play. Yeah, it's a massive shame. Great opportunity for him, but there's nothing really he can do at this point. Again, I'm not particularly... look, Kufal, when he first came in, was playing wing-back and played really well. We'll see how it ends up going. Dave Moyes just giving instructions to Thomas Souček there. We'll see. It's a shame for Ben Johnson. It really is, because it was starting to sort of put something together this season a little bit. And I thought the last couple of games he's played well, and that included playing at wing back, which would not be his position in terms of just fullback, wing back anyway. Similarly to Soufal, right? He sat back on the bench now, shaking his head. It sucks for him, I'll be real. But on comms, Vladimir Soufal, I would have hoped that with Soufal that the sort of pressure that Ben Johnson's been putting on him the last sort of little while had sort of raised his game. Hasn't really. Someone Souček with a weak ball, but a worse header from Soufal. But still, we move. Villa now again completely in control of the game, just playing the ball around, looking for spaces when they find them, not particularly under any sort of pressure. Again, they're passing it around between their centre-backs right now, and we have no one within a 10, 15-yard radius of the ball. Villa we just give them the options to pass through, and I don't understand why. I get the not wanting to. I get the sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like I say, I understand not pressurizing them so much because you want to reserve energy. You don't want to just be chasing them the entire time. But when they're just passing it around at the back like that, and we're just sort of standing, waiting for them, it's incredibly passive. Fornal's collision with Matty Cash. Free kick to Aston Villa in a very advanced position. We had a blueprint for it on Thursday, and now David Moyes is just too scared in the Premier League, man. He just doesn't want to go for it. He just does not want to go for it at all. Do you know what it is, Stu? I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think he is a huge addition, a massive, massive addition. What I would say is this. You can give me the best tools in the world. I'm not building you a cupboard. Do you know what I mean? We will still play very defensively. And that's kind of my problem here today, is we're up against, like we were talking about in the build-up, this is probably the right time to face Aston Villa. This is probably the right place to face Aston Villa. They're under a lot of pressure. Gerrard is under a lot of pressure. They don't really look like they know what they're doing. They've left out some of their informed players on the bench. This is probably a beautiful time to face Aston Villa. And we're sitting back. We're not putting it on them in any way, shape, or form. As James Gunn was just saying, we've got a big striker on the pitch and we're not really supporting him. It's you can give the best tools in the world, but it doesn't matter if they don't know how to use them. And that's kind of my vibe right now. That's not, like I say, I'm far, because every time I'll say this, people will bring up the Moyes out thing. I am far from Moyes out. And that says a lot because I am not a Moyes fan by any stretch of imagination. Go back and watch the watch-alongs when we first started, when Moyes had just come back. I really don't like David Moyes. Good defending there by Emerson. Charging back, gets the head on it. Good work. Just following up on Matty Cash. But we're out of form right now. And I think that, coupled with the fact that we're a risk-averse side anyway, we're a very conservative side. This happens, basically. This happens. Where we let a team like Aston Villa be completely on top of us. And big time. Yeah. Like I say, I'm far from Moyes out. But in a situation where no one's in form, are we just going to... So is the plan just to sort of hope that everyone comes in form? We're not going to try and force the issue. Like I say, we've changed stuff up today, so I don't want to be too negative about it because we have changed stuff up today. But so far, I'll say this, it does not seem to be working at all. That's a good throw. First of all, an actual good throw. Bowen, there's literally no one there, bruv. There's literally no one there. Bowen just I get it. We don't really have an option there, but he literally just gave the ball to him. Bowen find his sort of throw in, right? Got played through to Bowen. For once, a throw in, I was like, oh my God, we've actually done something with it. We've gained space. We've got the ball. And Bowen getting to the byline, he's under pressure from one person. He just pulls it back and there was no one there. And you're telling me either A, he didn't look up, or B, he just did it anyway. And it's like, well, okay. So far today, Villa haven't committed a single foul. West Ham have committed 7. Although that's not a stat that feels like it means a lot, it sort of shows you who's been the more dominant side out of the two. Whipped in from Villa, headed away from Kurt Zuma. Dink down, Pablo Fornals tries to just play it out to Scamacca, who does really well. He was asking for a foul there. Referee says no. He did well to control it, but then just sort of gave up when he was being pulled by the Villa defender, which, you know, fair enough. Is something he's probably going to have to get used to in this league to some extent. Although he played in Italy, they're not exactly not known for robust defending, let's say. Nice ball out from Fornals to find him, but doesn't come to anything. Sorry. I've had very little sleep. Coutinho trying to find a bit of space forward again. We've got good shape at the back when we're allowed to. Kera steps up and stuff. It's just a bit of an all. Oh, Fornals does well. Tries to find Declan Rice charging out of that position. I'm like, Declan. I mean, I guess if no one else is going to do it, someone has to. But disagreed to some extent, but he's more capable of doing hold-up play, which was not Haller's thing. Haller could win the first ball, but he wants to get rid of it as soon as possible. Scamacca has more to him with the balls at his feet, you know? Half champions need, yeah. We don't know about this yet. We'll see what happens. I'm not confident, but we'll see what happens. Again, I don't get me wrong. I agree with you, Kaiser, but I don't know how much an individual is going to change it. That's a really nice ball from Aaron Cresswell. Fair play. He finally gets into a sort of crossing position. Soufal just sort of hooks the ball, looking for a second one. He wins a corner. Fair play to him. What a ball from Aaron Cresswell, though. He loves getting into that sort of just entering the final third position and whipping in those early crosses. And that cross was an absolute killer. There was no one there to get on the end of it, but the cross was absolutely beautiful. Bowen was just above Jarrod Bowen. The whip, the pace on that is very, very good. Anyway, it's going to be a West Ham corner, regardless. On the right-hand side, Jarrod Bowen across to take it. I think that's Jarrod Bowen. Put in, straight to the hands of Martinez. Again, probably could have and should have done something more than that, but nope. Martinez with a huge boot upfield, looking quickly for Ollie Watkins again, man. He's there. He's on top of it. You can't. Ollie Watkins is attentive right now. He's attentive. But still, it's going to be a throw to West Ham deep inside our own half. And Declan Rice just misplaces a pass and it's straight out for even. I saw people talking about how bad Rice has been this year. It's bad. It's bad. Like I say, I don't think an individual is going to change this because we have a side who are just completely and utterly out of form. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you have an individual like Payet who can just sort of do stuff by themselves, can just sort of go for it and pick up the ball and run and take it past 5, 6, 7 players without really breaking a sweat and score an absolute wonder goal. And Paqueta does have a lot of that ability. I really, really like Luki Paqueta, as I've decided to call him. I really, really, really like him. He's got a hell of a lot of ability, but the difference between when we had Payet and now is we had a manager who was willing to let individuals be individuals. And that was for better and definitely for worse. Definitely for worse. You saw that. Let's be real. You saw that quite a lot where we were just not happening and there was nothing there. We were just throwing on individuals and hoping for the best. But that also meant that, we sort of had Payet in a position where we would want Payet to have the ball and give him the ball. Whereas, for example, with Benrahma, which is a great example with Moyes, is Moyes asks a lot of the individual in terms of team performance and positioning and rigid structures and all that kind of stuff, which means that, let's say we had Payet now, it would not be the same because of that. Now that means we can get more out of the sum of our parts, like we have done over Moyes for a very consistent amount of time. Shot from range straight into the hands of Fabianski, and not particularly good shot from Coutinho, but a range finder potentially. So that doesn't necessarily. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just two different ways of doing it. But it does mean that even if Paqueta does end up signing and we have this brilliant individual talent who's capable of so much, it doesn't necessarily mean we can just give him the ball and he'll make it happen. It is not. That's just not how it works. It's not quite work out for West Ham there. Free kick taken quickly and passed. I don't know why we did that, but we did, whatever. We still have the ball. I'm not going to complain too much. Into the feet of Bowen under some pressure. He's being man-marked, I think, by Callum Chambers. Or it seems to be every time we play the ball into Bowen's feet. Well, to be fair, you can zonal mark really against us and you still end up having almost man-marking because we're rigid. So your defense, who will always be rigid regardless, are probably gonna be on top of it still. It's down to a bunch of things, Richard. But I think you're right. He's massively out of form. It's a problem. Scary, isn't it? Although I still think we're good against the bigger teams, but still. Oh, GP, thank you very much. No, yes, they are. Of course, they are. I almost said no. Disgraceful behavior from me. Of course they are. Of course they are. And as per usual, I'll say it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. If you think they're not, quite frankly, you're wrong. Quite frankly, you're wrong. Wrong. But GP, it's a terrible half of football. Absolutely god awful. I'm glad I'm not looking at the group chat right now. Absolutely god awful half of football. But bells and oranges. Where's the flow? Back five never works. I disagree. It's worked for us in the past. It's worked for us in the past, but we're just out of form. Again, Moyes had to do something today. If he'd done the same thing again, we all would have complained. So the fact that he's done something, I'll give him credit. He's gone right. Let's give this a shot. Might as well at this point, right? So I can't complain about it too much in that sense. But when you've got what feels like 11 players out of form, I mean, looking at it, being real about it, right? Looking at the 11 that are on the pitch for us right now, how many of them are actually in form? Fabianski probably say is in form. That's it, really. Like, I would make an argument for Scamacca, but he's not really played. But when he has played, he's played well. So you could make an argument for Scamacca, but I wouldn't say, yeah, like that's the only other one, Kaiser, right? Like the 11 that's on the pitch, because the thing is, you're right. See, Benrahma should be playing. I 100% agree with that. There's no two ways about it, Ben. I 100% agree with that. But he's not, right? And so, like I say, you look at it, and it's just, you know. Anyway, West Ham passing it around. Soufal trying to play just aimless ball forward. We had literally no options, to be fair. Thankfully, Aston Villa have given it back. I tell you what, a better team than this probably would have done us in at this point. Villa playing it all the way back to the goalkeeper, and again, there's an opportunity here to press, and we're not doing it. We're just keeping the passing lanes. We're not even keeping. I say passing lanes. We're not really cutting out the passing lanes. They're just sort of standing where they need to be in formation. You know. Ball over the top again for Watkins. Watkins, although not really doing much, has been a constant threat. Good tackle, well played by Jarrod Bowen. He's actually done a thing. Let's go. West Ham pick up the ball. Emerson tries to stride forward with it, plays it into the path of Declan Rice. Souček, West Ham going back to passing it sideways through every single player on the pitch. Again, a better team would switch up play with maybe one pass, maximum two. We take about 6. That's fine. A big long crossfield diag doesn't quite work out from Kera, but to be honest with you, at this point, I'll accept that. I'll accept that as an effort, and then we're forced all the way back to our goalkeeper. I'll take that. I'll take it. We have the ball still. Like I say, Watkins, although not really doing much, had 1 or 2 chances. He's been a constant threat. Those long balls over top are just a bit of an issue for us. We've dealt with them better as the half has gone on, but certainly at the beginning of half, Scamacca batting for it does win a free kick that time. Good hold-up play by Scamacca. But especially early on, those balls over the top were all kinds of scary. Konsa just pulling Scamacca down there. It does feel a little bit. Maybe it is man marking. Maybe Konsa's on him and Bowen's on that. I don't know. I would say it's no different to any of our other fullbacks. That's just what they get told to do. I wouldn't blame Emerson for that. That's not to say I like seeing it. I bloody hate seeing it, Suburban. I can't lie to you, but that's literally what all of our fullbacks do. Hello, Mr. Pardew. How are you, sir? We're not great, is what I'll say. We're not great. Relatively well defended there. Now get forward. Soufal picks up the ball. He's got space to go into. He charges forward a little bit. He wants to get rid of the ball. Soufal, please. Soufal was desperate to pass that ball from the moment it hit his feet. He had zero confidence with it. He strode into the space that was in front of him, and he just looked desperate to play it, and then just plays the dumbest ball over the top I've ever seen. There literally wasn't a single person even close to it. I can't even figure out what he was trying to do. There was just nothing there. It's not results people are frustrated with. It's the lack of imagination making subs after the game. Yeah. There's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Obviously, it's brought on by the results, but you can get like the stuff like subs, for example, being too late was a problem last season, but we were winning when we're not, or by and large, we were picking up points and doing well. When you're not, big problem. No problems. I've been called worse than a toilet before. Ball in. Scamacca gets his head to it. Fornals, we've had a shot. It was dragged very, very wide, but a little piece of ingenuity. Again, Scamacca's causing issues. He's causing problems. He looks all right, to be fair. He's finding himself in some sort of space at times, and he's holding up. The hold-up play is nice. The little nod down was good. Again, we're finding that space for once. We're finding that space. That's what we need. We need people in and around Scamacca, so when the ball eventually finds its way to him, we can do something with it, as opposed to what we have been doing, which is, frankly, a mess. Still fair play. Scamacca doing a little bit of something there. Fornals getting involved. Not awful. Don't know. What's more confusing to me is that we did it so well last season at the beginning of last season. Beginning of last season, we were really good at pressing. We were really good. And for some reason, since then, we've decided it's not for us. I can't for the life of me figure out why. Because like I say, I can justify not pressing in terms of sort of energy levels and all that sort of stuff. I can justify that side of it. But I don't know why we wouldn't. I don't know why we changed. Why would we do it before and then stopped doing it since? That's the confusing part for me. Is why would that have changed? What would have changed? Why did we stop doing it? I don't know. Injury. I don't know what happened. He just pulled up his something to do with his thigh. It looked like it was not good. It was not good at all, Ray. It was not good at all. Oh, that would be big. Listen, if the chat go for it, the chat go for it. I can't say I disagree with him at that point. Can't say I disagree with him. Literally everyone's out of form, Andrew. Literally every single player is out of form. Like I said, you can make the argument that Fabianski's probably relatively informed. Skamaka's looking all right. Outside of that, the 11 players on the pitch, I wouldn't say any of them were close to being in form. Anything close to being in form. But what can you do? Timer will be paused for a minute because I'm finding the actual time now, Matt. Rice, Zuma, Kara, Kufau. We're just not trying. We are. That's a stupid thing to say. We are, but like, the result is the same, right? It doesn't matter whether you are or you aren't. The result is exactly the same as it usually. Nothing's coming of it. And again, this is another problem with a small squad. If you've got a load of players out of form like this, you don't have the room and space to change it up. We're getting there with the squad size. We are getting there slowly, but we had the squad size. That's what's more annoying to me to some extent, is we actually had the squad size for a while, and yet we chopped it down relentlessly until we're at this point where we have no one. Bruv, please. Coutinho hits it from range over. The positive is, like I said, we have a lot of attacking players on the bench today. We've got Lanzini, Benrahma, Cornet, Antonio all on the bench. We have options to do stuff with, but it's frustrating. It's really frustrating to watch. Goal kick. Fabianski takes it. Big old punt up the pitch. Skamaka get on the end of that? Nope. Unchallenged Villa header straight back. And then Zuma headers it back to the feet of Fabianski. One of the most West Ham things I've ever seen in my life. One of the most West Ham things I've ever seen in my life. But, we move. Playing it across the pitch, just looking for something, anything, and it's just nothing there. Gio is here, so I'm just going to make the assumption that it's half-time and it's 0-0. How are you?
I'm bored. It's not a good game, is it? It's a boring game. I think the positive is we're not losing. Fabianski hasn't had much to do. I guess the negatives are Martinez has had less to do, and Fabianski has been very busy. It's not a great half of football, is it, Charlie?
No, I was just talking about this to the chat. Of the 11 players that are currently on the pitch, so now Johnson's gone off, for example, the 11 players are currently on the pitch. Fabianski, I would maybe argue, is in relative form. Skamaka has looked all right. You could make an argument for saying there's some semblance of form. Outside of that, is literally any of them got any form about them whatsoever?
No, not really. But the guy with form sat on the bench.
I know, but this is the other thing I was saying, is we were talking about, like, for example, people saying Paqueta can't come soon enough and stuff like this, and about Benrahma coming on that. I think it's a different era now with West Ham with David Moyes. I don't think an individual can change things necessarily. It can obviously brighten up your day. Let's be real about it. It can brighten up your day massively. But when you look at the way David Moyes plays and how structured he is and how rigid he is with stuff, that has its pros and cons. And I think one of the cons is that you can't just give it to Benrahma and hope he can do his thing, because Benrahma has to be in a specific position to be in the formation to do the things he needs to do. and it just sort of lessens that. I don't know. It's frustrating for me. Like the obvious thing is you look at, as I was just saying, the bench. We've got a lot of attacking players on there: Lanzini, Benrahma, Cornet, Antonio, and all of those to some extent you could argue would change the game. Maybe not Lanzini in his current form, but he can at least score a scream every now and then. But it's just. I just watch it and I'm like, there's really nothing.
There's good players. It's hoofball today. We've got 3 in midfield for the first time in what feels like a long time. And we're bypassing the midfield completely. It's ridiculous, really. We've got, when Emerson gets on the ball, he's got a bit of space out there. Him and Creswell, I think, are linking up relatively well. And at times are 2v1 against Matty Cash, but they're not doing anything. They're not constantly going out to our left-hand side, like, let's keep going. When Crystal Palace played Villa last week, they just kept giving the ball to Zaha. And I know it sounds like such a simple tactic, but it's not just that simple. What they did was they said to Eze, get next to Zaha and stand next to Zaha. If you look at the average positions of that Palace team last week, Eze's on the pitch is right next to Zaha. Right, he's not over helping out Jordan Ayew. He's right over to Zaha saying, come on then, let's get down this side. There's none of that today. It's thoroughly frustrating. I think it can't be enjoyable to play in either. The players can't be enjoying playing that football today. No. We're making Villa look comfortable, and it takes a lot to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're like we. The other thing I want to say before I run off is the pressing thing. We just don't. We don't press. We try to sort of reduce passing lanes, right? But we're not trying to win the ball back. All we're doing is trying to have them give us the ball back by just punting it long. And right now what's happening is they look up and they go, right, where's Ollie Watkins? And they just sort of punt it towards him like we would with Antonio. But he's not causing danger, but he is a threat, if you see what I'm saying. Like he's causing issues, but he's not really doing anything with it. There was that early one where he cuts inside and hits a shot and stuff like that. But apart from that, he's not really doing anything. But even that's not really working. And it frustrates me when we're so passive about it. We're just sort of allowing them to do whatever they want and then going, well, you'll give the ball to us and then we'll do something. And it's like, this is one of those opportunities where if you grabbed it by the scruff of the neck, you just went, right, let's go for this. I'm not entirely certain Villa would have much response to that. And yet we're just sort of like hoping that the things that haven't been working for a long time start working out of nowhere. And I don't know, Gia. It's very frustrating to watch.
We're relying on Villa making an error, and so far they haven't made any. We know there's been no creativity. This team. You look at our midfield 3. Fornals is capable of creativity occasionally, but you look at that Rice and Souček. They're not creative players. They're not going to do anything. And Emerson now Soufal out on the right, fine. But that only works if you're going to get the ball out wide to get the crosses in. We ain't doing that. So I don't know how we're expected to create a goal with this 11 out there at the minute. It's frustrating to watch. A minute before full time, Skamaka finds himself in a bit of space, makes a really good run, and it's the pass from Fornals is just not strong enough. There's just not enough on it. Yeah. But, we had to wait 44 minutes until we almost created something. And the ball in from Creswell to Bourne, really good. Just not quite on the money, fine. But where's more of that? That should give you encouraging, right? Let's keep trying that. Let's keep going. That was encouraging. Let's keep going. At one point, Bowen broke down the right hand on a rare occasion and cut it into the box with nobody. There was literally no one in the 18-yarder. I don't know where Skamaka was. Fornals was 10 yards out of it, and Villa cleared it. And I'm kind of glad they did because it made it look like there was a bit of danger. There was no danger. There was nobody was in the box. There was nowhere anywhere near the Villa goal. And it's very fragmented. I can see what we're doing tactically. It's clearly a 5-3-2, bulking out the midfield. I get it. But only if you then carry your own threat. And I don't think we are. We've almost sacrificed any creativity and any attacking threat in order to make sure we keep a clean sheet, which it's working. But we can't play for 0-0 today. 0-0's not good enough. A draw just delays the conversation that we've been having this week, which is, well, what we're going to do, what's Moyes going to do, how's he going to play? And I know, you can watch it, you can clearly get the impression of where Paqueta will play, but we can't rely on signing a £60 million player. We can't start a season against. The season started 4 games ago. We're bottom after 3 games with no points and no goals. We need to do something today at Villa Park. Moyes needs to be brave at half-time, I think. I get why he chose the formation he chose. Defensively, it's sound. Offensively, there's nothing there. We have to change it. We need more balance, which is sacrifice a little bit defensively to take a little bit more risk, but give us something going forward where we can actually score a goal or 2 and get 3 points from this game.
Yeah. I'm going to dip off. Before I say that, remember everyone to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button as well. Gio, we're at over 500 likes already. We're flying.
Mental. Happy days.
Silver lining. So if you haven't already, smash that like button. All right. See you in a sec.
Right, let's see what you're all saying in the live chat. Get your comments in about the game. I can see a lot of people angry with David Moyes. I appreciate that. But get comments in about the game. Why you're angry with David Moyes. What's going wrong? What would you like to see? So on and so forth. Let's see what you're all saying. And here we go. Chris says Rice is not 50 million off his price. James says wing-backs aren't playing like wing-backs. Change formation, get Ben Ram on the left. I agree with that, actually. I agree with that. Dylan said, I think we need Paqueta to replace Fornals, Vanaken to replace Souček, and not play the system with wing-backs when there's no wing-backs at the club. The day's banter would like to see the wing-backs removed. T-Pot says, clean sheet out of time. Things are looking up. Usual suspect said, at least now the bench can change it up. Stevie and Daniel was agreeing with myself that Moyes has come here not to lose this game rather than win. That's what it feels like in the first 45 minutes anyway. We're just not got any cutting edge. Jay saying a draw is nowhere good enough. This is a must win. Moyes better change something and now. Mike says we need players closer to Skamaka, while Luke would like to see 4-3-3 with Downs on into the defensive midfield. Chill says Paqueta needs his head testing, playing under this dinosaur tactics. While Tim says we need to get Ben Rama and Courtney on, while Liam said it's absolutely pedestrian, atrocious going forward. We're playing in mud. Brent is querying what Fabianski was doing for the disallowed goal. I mean, that was a bit worrying, wasn't it, that disallowed goal? I mean, it did go out. There's no query about it. It was a goal kick, but it was one of them. You saw it when they were taking the corner. There was 3 Villa players around Fabianski, and all of ours were lined up from the 6-yard, and I thought, bloody hell. Then when it hit the net, I thought, oh, well, there we go. That was obvious. So I'm a bit worried that they get corners down there. Lucas says passing is horrific at best. Skamaka's got no help. Midfield is non-existent. Lackey says that Souček's off the pitch for someone who can carry the ball and link up play. He isn't working in the way we want to play. Wales glad we're not playing Liverpool, whereas Kyriakos says that he wishes Gold and Sullivan would give pleasure to football fans like they do to the sexual toy enjoyers. So says a player like Fornals should only be our sub going forward, not good enough to be a regular starter. Matteo saying Paqueta medical completed according to Fabrizio Romano. Unsure how true that is. You better not be tricking us, Matteo. Doug says our attack has 2 outcomes. Fornals misplacing a pass and shrugging, or Souček attempting to make a run and stumbling over the ball. Callum saying Rice doing what Fornals did after he had a child, which is nothing. Major said the players don't look motivated. Seems like the game is an inconvenience for them, while Jake says we've got no flair. It's devastating to watch right now. Bowen and Rice look shockingly bad. Scott thinks Ariola should be starting. Fabianski cannot pass and never comes out for the ball. There was that moment the ball bounced in the 18-yarder, wasn't there? It was Creswell and... Was it Creswell? I think it was Creswell and... no, it was Emerson, weren't it? And I think because... And Emerson and Fabianski both looked at each other and said, well, who's getting it? Emerson rolled it back to Fabianski on his left foot. I thought, oh, no, this is a disaster waiting to happen. Vinny says it's emotional, but would like to see Moyes leave. He gets obsessed with players and picks them out of principle. Ralph saying, what's going on? Poor Skamaka didn't look happy at half-time, while Stevie said they're all a yard off Premier League pace. Ricky's dad said 2 managers under pressure, 2 teams struggling. It's got a draw written all over it. Harry said it's a bit embarrassing. We look the worst team ever. Don't know what happens if we lose, if we don't change anything. While David said we can only do well in the break, but all teams need to do counters, sit deep. We've been found out. No answer. No plan B. All right, let's see what you're all saying. Talis says, don't understand how we are playing, sitting back, not counter-attacking. Hoof it up, part of the bus. Oh, sorry, hoof out the park to nobody. Don't get it. It looks like a newly promoted team. The newly promoted teams are playing better than we are at the minute. Fulham are having a bit of a pop at teams. Forest are, well, they're trying something, aren't they? Maybe not Bournemouth. Bournemouth are not doing too much. More points than us, though. They beat Aston Villa. Bournemouth beat Villa. Dylan says Souček would be an awesome player to bring off the bench, but he can't start games at this level if we want to achieve what West Ham want to achieve. Casey said that Moyes intended not to concede till half-time. Make changes. Well, Greg has a bit of positivity. Greg says that Zoom and Kerr look solid together. Get Benrahma on. Tim says we need to get the shackles off. Mental side of things will get nasty if we don't score. We are playing with the shackles on. I do think we're not committing players forward. There are a lot of people confirming what Matteo said there. Ryan saying Paqueta medical's done. Chills saying it's true about Paqueta. Lackey saying that he's completed the medical. So this is good news. Hopefully we're going to have a new West Ham player. Hopefully we're going to announce Paqueta later. Dylan saying Romano's tweeted out, but still no, here we go. Right, let's see what you're all saying. I'm glad we got it done, but hopefully he signed it now. Hopefully Paqueta ain't at the London Stadium. So let me just watch the last 45, then I'll sign on that dotted line kind of thing. Let's see what you're all saying anyway. Medical done, lawyers checking contract for player. Thank you, Callum. Thank you for the 3 Aussie dollars. I look like Aaron Creswell's ad. I'm basically Aaron Creswell on wish.com. That's what I am, really. If you go on wish.com and search for Aaron Creswell, this is what turns up. Overweight, not as good as hair. That's what you get. But I'll tell you what, halftime, I want to see bravery from Moyes. Moyes can only stop the game twice in the second half now because of the Ben Johnson injury. So while we can make 4 substitutions, we can only stop the game twice in the second half. So I would like to see a sub at halftime. And I guess it depends on whether Moyes wants to stick with this formation or whether he wishes to change the 4 at the back as to which one. I would like to see. If he sticks with the same formation, Charlie, I'd like to see Antonio on for Jared Bowen. Because I think Fornals is integral to this formation working. On the ball, he's not being great, but I think off the ball, he's working hard. He's getting up and helping support the defence a bit. I don't think it's the worst game I've seen from him. I think Rice is playing poorer than Pablo Fornals. That's what I'll say. Jared Bowen, though, working hard. Nothing's coming off, really. A couple of times being crowded out, muscled off the ball. Get Antonio up there next to Scamacca. We're going to play this formation. If we're going to switch to 4 at the back, obviously, naturally, the player to make way would be Emerson or Creswell. And then another one goes left back, switch to back 4, get Benrahma on the pitch. Get Benrahma on. He's our most informed player at the minute, the one that does give defenders something to think about. And if you are going to switch to 4 at the back again, you've got a big call in centre midfield because I'm reluctant to sit here and say I'd like to see Fornals off for Cornet, for example, because then it means we're going back to the Rice and Souček thing. And I can't sit here and complain about that midfield partnership and then demand to see it kind of thing. So I think I'd be more inclined to go Antonio and Scamacca up front for 10, 15 minutes second half and it's not working. Maybe remove Scamacca and one of the left-sided players for Cornet and Benrahma and get them as number 10s in behind Mikel Antonio or something. But I would like to see a substitution. I want to see something a little bit different, but it depends on what Moyes wants to do. It looks like there's a sub.
They're walking out of the tunnel right now, and I just saw Benrahma in a kit. So I
Benrahma's coming on for Emerson, I believe. Everybody's suggesting that.
I can see Emerson, but he didn't look like he had. He didn't look like he had actual shoes. He looked like he just had normal shoes on. So
it looks like Creswell left back, switching to 4 at the back. It looks like Soufal, Kerr, Zuma, Creswell at the back, and then Benrahma will go up.
Unless we change, or unless we stay with 5 at the back and Fornals is playing left wing back.
There is that. Then that means we're Fornals has been a centre midfielder though. But yeah, it's possible Fornals left wing back or Benrahma goes left wing. In the exact
same way that we played on Thursday.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll find out. We'll find out. Either way, he's done a positive. He's done the positive thing. He's brought on Benrahma. Gio, thank you for coming. Enjoy the second half. If you want to hear more of someone who actually knows what they're talking about and not me, who's an idiot, then make sure to stick around till full time when Gio will be live with a review straight after the game. Benrahma has indeed come onto the pitch for Emerson. Emerson is the one who's gone off. He is on the bench now. So we'll see how that goes. If you're looking for a way to keep up with the second half, then you can have a look in the link in the description below. There's a thing there called Join Our Discord. If you click on that, it's completely free to join. Lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community. Fans of all clubs are welcome. But most importantly, if you scroll down on the left-hand side, you'll see a bit there called stream links, which will find what you're looking for. Big second half for both teams here. The fact that we're still at 0-0 despite a poor performance like that shows just how out of form they are, and shows how there is actually a big opportunity for us today to do something and to get a dub today. But it's going to take more than what we gave in the first half. Let's put it that way. West Ham versus Aston Villa. Come on, you irons, deploy the boys. Time to run two things. All that good stuff is happening. Hello, Charlie. How the new boys done? Good to see you, Mulch. I hope you're well. Hope you're having a grand old time wherever you are. Skamaka's looking good. Skamaka's look good. We've been really bad in general as a team. We've been not very good whatsoever, but Skamaka at least has been pretty good. He's been looking live. He's been holding the ball up well. Nice flicks and passes. And Emerson was okay. Not his best game, but not the best situation. Benrahma picks up the ball straight away. Back heels it to Safal, who pulls it across. West Ham getting way more people in the box. It's a positive start for West Ham. Rice with the interception, lays it out first time to Cresswell, who tries to put in that early cross, can't quite manage it, but that's fine. It deflects. Corner, we'll take it. We will take it. Positive start, very positive start. That's what I want to see. Coming back out of the gate, seeing what Moyes has said to them, seeing how they react to it, how do they feel, how are they vibing? They look way more positive. Way more positive than they were. Whipped in straight into the hands of Emi Martinez. Bad corner. But still, positive start. Like I said, have we changed formation to a 4-2-3-1? It looks kind of like we have. Looks like Benrahma's in a 10 position, which I don't know how I feel about, but get him as close to Skamaka if he's going to be in that role. I want to see those two linking up. They have the potential to be a really nice partnership if they're allowed to link up at all. Chambers punts it forward, going nowhere. We'll take that. It's going to be a throw in. Positive start for West Ham. Out in Brighton, used the Amex toilet. Oh, and let me pitch the kid was a Brighton fan, but I started to break the curse. Good. That's what I like to see. It's that we all need to get involved somehow. We all need to get involved in breaking that somehow. Awkward pass from Thomas Souček, but West Ham maintain possession of the ball. Like I say, maybe a harsh decision to take off Emerson, but at the same time, if you're going to change, someone has to make way. And realistically, it should be Emerson before it should be Cresswell. Played forward into the path of Benrahma. Oh, awkward first touch. That's okay. He's just come on. We can forgive that for now, but that's a good ball through to Watkins, who dinks it to Ings, but the ball over the top is awkward. The sort of chipped through ball was way too far ahead. He then plays it back across goal. It's the chance is sort of gone for Aston Villa at this point. Coutinho, West Ham have got all of their players back. Coutinho on the ball. Nice turn, nice ball out wide. Very nice ball out. Whipped in, headed away. McGinn on the ball. Whips it in again. That's a nice ball again. Cleared away. Benrahma just battling as much as he can for that ball. Rice sticks his foot out and it lands straight at the foot even of the Villa defender. Back out wide to Digne again, who headers it away. Kurt Zuma. Back out to Luca Digne again. This is just a bombardment from Aston Villa right now, just playing it consistently down this right-hand side, just finding Luca Digne on the left every single time, just pinging it in. Continue out to Digne again, whips it in, one former boss to another. The header in the end from Villa, not great for Mings. It's going to be a West Ham goal kick. Defending. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Robert, I feel like he should work there. I always prefer him in on the left when he picks up the ball where he wants the ball. When he's in that sort of by the corner flag, the corner quadrant, I don't really like Benrahma there. But when he picks up the ball deeper from the left-hand side, I like it where he can pick up the ball and drive into that central area from the left flank. But he should work in a 10 completely, you know. Hello, Owen. How are you? I'm not bad, thank you. How are you, my friend? I hope you're good. Hope you're having a grand old time. If he's playing in the centre. But again, Paqueta's listen. We all know what's going to happen. Paqueta's going to get put wide left, and he's going to be asked to defend. Still. Rice just getting caught in possession there. Sufal picks up the remnants, the scraps. Bowen passes it back to some reason for Zuma in a really dangerous position, and Skamaka goes down under the challenge from Chambers, and it's going to be a free kick to West Ham about just past the halfway line, into Villa's half. Ball got put forward into Skamaka, and he's being man marked here by Callum Chambers, or he's being man handled by Callum Chambers. Ben Rama, nice pass into Bowen, can't quite get the touch. It was really nice. I think he was as shocked it came to him as anyone else. But Ben Rama picks up again, puts it in again. I tell you what. I said this, right? I said I didn't feel like an individual could make a big difference. Maybe the formation change has a lot more to do with it as well. But we are looking very bright this half so far. Sufal, awful cross as per usual. Can't quite make it happen. But West Ham pick up the ball again. Ben Rama just playing it out wide. Nice. Cresswell to Fornals. Maybe a good cross here would be good. Not great, but we'll take a corner. Oh, it didn't even go out for a corner. Bloody hell. Well, I was going to say we'll take a throw in, but it's turned out to be a foul for Aston Villa in the end anyway. Awkward, difficult. Still, we're making it happen. First 6 minutes of this being positive. We're on the front foot. A lot more people in and around Skamaka, and by definition, a lot more people in and around the box. Ben Rama's come on. He's making things happen. Nice touches, quickly playing it. Getting there. Time for a bell, says Dean. Dean says time for a bell. We'll see what happens, Gur. We'll see what happens. Yeah, cross from Fornals was poor. It's a bad decision. He was in a position where he literally could just do one thing, and by the time that happened, it was just like there was no one even clear. It was just it wasn't great. Throw into Villa on the left-hand side. They're trying to, again, they like that ball over the top, Villa. Rice has been bad today. Rice passed instantly into the feet of Aston Villa. Just West Ham caught ball watching. Played forward again instantly by Rice, just straight to Aston Villa. Fornals with a good interception, and then he tried to lay it off quickly. I like the idea, but the execution was not there. Just instantly blocked. Instantly blocked. There's a lot of instruction. I think a lot of what we find annoying about specific players' mannerisms, let's say, it's not the right word, but you know what I'm saying when I say mannerisms. I think comes down to managerial instruction. So that will be one of them, for example. Declan Rice strides forward into for some reason, very wide right position. Cuts inside and passes it backwards. But we still have the ball. Oh! Awful pass. Don't know what that pass was. Don't know who did it, but it was bad. Bell again. I haven't seen 3 people saying it yet. If 3 people say it pretty soon after it, then then we'll go for it. I've seen enough people say the word bell. Bell, 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 bell. I'll go with a bell. I'll go with a bell. I also saw the words Bowen, F in hell. So we'll looking forward to seeing what the heck that is. Looking forward to seeing what the heck that is. For some reason, it's loading. Just realized I didn't change the name to watch along for this entire time. Shh. No one say the bell poll is in. I'll give you to 57. I'll give you to 57. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I did actually bring it. At half time, I went and I grabbed it because I knew that this might be needed sooner rather than later. So, Bell, we're here. I keep trying to let the autofocus figure it out, and then I realize there's another face in the background. So that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. Free kick to Aston Villa on the left-hand side, slightly away from centre. About 30 yards where we go, maybe a bit further. Luca Dean tries to whip it in, nodded away. Fine with me. Fine by me. Ben Rama battling for it, does well. Fornals the ball, lays it through to Jared Bowen. This is a good opportunity, and I'm scared now after what I've seen in chat. Jared Bowen flying through on goal. Tries to cut inside and put it onto his stronger foot, and he just gets caught out by the approaching Villa defenders. I'm going to count it as a positive because the opportunity actually happened. But there were people alongside him he could have passed to. He could have taken it on his right foot. But that's what a player out of form without confidence does. That should have been a foul for Pablo Fonseca, because it was. That's what a player out of form does. A player out of form with no confidence doesn't take the pass, doesn't take a shot on his weak foot. He tries to cut inside and put it onto his strong one. And it's that split-second decision that was just all over the shot. Pablo Fornals finds the pass through to him. He's got Ben Rama alongside him. And instead of passing again, he takes about 15 too many touches. Not good. Not good. We have 15 seconds left of the bell poll, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to pass with resounding success right now if we don't get on top of it now. If you want to say no, now's the time. 4, 3, 2, 1. The bell poll has ended. That's a 77% pass rate. That's a majority, ladies and gentlemen. That is a stonking majority. And we're getting the bell in now. I'm doing it quickly as well. None of this usual palaver, all right? We're getting straight in. We're bugging it in. There's no messing around, right? Skamaka tries a nice little reverse pass. Was never going to work, but I like the idea. Pressure, and we win a throw in. Look at that. Straight in. Bam. None of this usual nonsense. We're getting straight down to brass bell tacks here. Bell deployed, people. Come on. Come on, you irons. Let's go. Deploy the bells. Bell deployment successful. Now we move. Now we play. Come on. Pressurizing the away fans. I can hear him chanting and singing. Pressure from the front, forcing them to go long. We're actually winning the ball from it as well. We're looking better. Come on. Come on. Are we passing it backwards? Probably, but that's foul. That's what I'm talking about, Kyle. That's what I'm talking about. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Gerard's not happy. Gerard's not happy. He's talking to his man. He looks confused. He looks scared. And at this point, come on. Vibes. Vibes, ladies and gentlemen. No, I refuse. Listen. If after the sort of the period has passed, and we could still, we could rebell. There's more bells to be had, but Wax is out of bell. Wax is out of shot. Also, remember oranges. Oranges also on tap today. We've got all of the lucky charms we need if we need them. Cash tries to whip it in over the top of everyone. Bowen's clearance was. He sort of volley clears it in a really awkward way, and it lands at the feet of John McGinn right outside the area. Picks up a second time McGinn, lofts it in. That's not a bad cross. Pulled it back. Can't quite make it work. It's going to be a goal kick. We'll take that. Bell's in the belly, ladies and gentlemen. Bell is in the belly. Believe in the power. Believe in the power. No. No. Sufal striding forward into space. Turns, tries to pass it sideways. That's fine. We have possession of the ball. Bowen passes it backwards. That's fine. We have possession of the ball. Rice passes it backwards. That's fine. We have possession of the ball. We're back forwards again. Here we go. Bowen out wide to Sufal. Going to try and cross it first time. That's not bad. Oof. I don't think it wasn't good, but I'll tell you what, it wasn't bad. And now West Ham recycle possession. Down the left-hand side, Cresswell, not Ben Rama. I don't know why I thought it was Ben Rama. Tries to cross it in first time. Second time attempt from him. Good block again by Matty Cash, doing well. Come on. Come on. We're putting it on him now. We're putting it on him. Yes. Yes. I've been editing videos of Skyrim all week. I love it. I'm here. Let's go. We used to be a crap team like you, Aston Villa. Then I took a bell to the stomach. I don't know. There was something there. I couldn't find it. But let's go. Let's go. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to. Cresswell, nice control. Nice ball into Skamaka. Nice first touch into Souček. Look back at Smaka. He's there. Bowen's there. Hits it. Skamaka went for the shot. Bowen was open. Skamaka went for it. I don't necessarily blame him because screw it, Bowen wasn't going to pass. But a little bit of nice play there. Nice first touch pass from Skamaka. He's just classy. He's just a classy guy. And his shot, it ends up being blocked, but we're getting there. We're moving. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving. It's quite disturbing. I apologize. Much better this time. Much better. Wax off and not in. We're doing well without it. I'm just not consuming the. I'm not starting this conversation. Cresswell, nice ball to the outside of the foot. Oh, nice reverse pass. Ben Rama, can you get there just before it goes out? He can. Nicely done. Good opportunity. Run at him. Run at Conser. Make him make a mistake. Laid short to Skamako. Could take a shot. Just a little bit harried. Just a split second more, and that might have been a big boy shot. Laid short to Rice instead. Rice out by to Bowen. He's got Sufal on the overlap. He decides to go for the cross, and it doesn't happen. Put it on him. Now's a good time to make a sub. Let's really put it on them. Let's bring on another guy. Let's bring on another boy. Let's have a go at him. Do you know what I mean? Take off, ideally, Bowen. Bring on, I don't know, Antonio Cornet, one of the two. Just let's have a real go at him right now. We've had 56 possession in the second half compared to 40, so in the first. We've been so much better in this second half. Come on. We're putting it on top of them. We're putting it on top of them. Let's go. Good tackle from Ben Rama. He's making it work, and Coutinho's gone down. McGinn takes a shot anyway. Fabianski collects the ball. I almost wanted us to carry on when he was down, like they did for us. Emi Buendia's coming on, which is, I can't lie, a bit scary. He's very good for Coutinho. He's taken off Skamaka. No, why has he done this? Oh, David Moyes has taken off Gianluca Skamaka for Mikel Antonio. Well, it was fun. Look, here we go. Come on. It's going to happen. Antonio's going to make it work. He's going to make it happen. Big plays. Come on. Come on. Do I disagree with the substitution? Unbelievably strongly. Yes, I do disagree with the substitution. But come on. We're putting it on him. I've always said Antonio could be a great super sub. You know, we've been running him ragged. Now here comes Antonio to do more stuff. Did I think he should come on for, like, I don't know, Bowen, who's been useless? Then yeah, probably. But come on. Are they bringing on Buendia, which is scary because I think he's better than Coutinho? Yeah, probably. But come on. Come on. They're also bringing on, is that Ramsey? Is it Ramsey for Douglas Luiz as well? I think. Trying to wait. I think the number 41's Ramsey. It is Ramsey. Okay. Okay. Ramsey's on as well. Villa going for it. Villa going for it. We're at 591 likes. Jesus Christ. We're almost at 600. Almost at 600. I'll say this, by the way. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe because we're the only West Ham channel last season to do a watch along every single match day without fail. We were here. So make sure if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you miss out on future videos. Remember to stick around until full time. If you actually want to hear someone who knows what they're talking about. In Gio, he'll be back doing the full match review straight after this live. So stick around until then. And hey, like the video while you're there, because like I said, we are almost at 600 already. We're at 596 now. Jesus Christ, just jumped up 5. We're almost at 600. We are flying right now. Most amount of likes we've had on a watch along this season right now by a significant margin. And GP, thank you very, very much. Compare images. Listen, no comment is what I'll say. No comment. No comment, GP, but thank you very much for the money. Don't know if you heard, but West Ham Network were naked. It's a question that I'm sure a lot of people are asking. Does Luca Paqueta have a relegation clause in his contract? That is an impressive stat, Stephen Beer. That's an impressive stat. Yeah, I agree, Super Luke. I agree. That's what I wanted, but we're here now. We're here now. We've flown over 600, by the way. We're at 613. Flipping hell. I clicked on it. It flipping jumped up, almost 20? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Most watch-along likes of the season so far by a significant margin now. By a significant margin. We hit 500 on Thursday. We're just flown past 600. Buendia trying a big, long diag, well cut out by Aaron Cresswell. Souček does well to sort of try and get the ball out of his feet. He manages it and plays the ball out, and we keep possession. Fornals, bad pass. Bad pass. I love Pablo Fornals, but he has not been good enough today. And I love Pablo Fornals, but he's just not been good enough by any stretch of imagination. He's there for work rate and work rate alone. You know how it is. Ball over the top, headed away from Aaron Cresswell. We'll take that. We'll take that. As long as we keep possession, Pablo Fornals just forced to punt that one. It landed straight at Villa defender, but he had no other choice. I'll accept him punting that one specifically. Other ones we could have a discussion about, but that one specifically, I'll allow him to punt. I'll allow him to punt. Villa with the ball, passing it around the back. And again, we're not pressing them, we're not pushing them, we're not harrying them. We're just allowing them and hoping that this is again back to what it was in the first half where we're just sort of letting them do it. Antonio, you've just come on the pitch, bruv. Have a little run at them or something. Bro, please. I know you've been told not to, but please, I beg. I beg. And I'm not even someone who likes a mad, singular, headless chicken press. You know what I mean? I remember Robert Snodgrass doing it all the time, and it just infuriating me because I was like, there's no point. You're by yourself. But we were advanced enough to where one person could make them have a mistake and we have enough people to capitalize. Just go at them. For Pete's sake. For Pete blood clot's sake. I'll take it though, is the thing, PB. I'll take a shot as long as he's just taking the shots. Do you know what I mean? That was one of the things I really wanted from Skamaka. Skamaka was a guy who just shoots from everywhere. I wanted him to just come because David Moyes drills it into his players not to shoot. Like, he is obsessed with the idea of not shooting. It's the Arsenal walk it in idiom, but except instead of with a team who are trying to play nice football, it's crossing it and heading it in, right? I'm more than okay with him taking shots as long as shots are happening. Now, is it frustrating when they always go wide? Yeah, yeah, it is. But, you know. Turn it up to 11 is the equivalent of I win. It's what I do. There's a great video in there somewhere. If someone could be asked to edit it, I can't. Aston Villa have retaken control of the game now since Mikel Antonio came on. Weird how that works. Ramsey laying it short. I mean, to be fair, they made a bunch of changes at the same time. Buendia, that's a really nice ball through. It's a good save by Fabianski, or at least he comes and collects it. Like I say, I'm not going to just blame it on Antonio because they obviously made some changes. They brought on Ramsey. They brought on Buendia. They've switched it up as well, but it did significantly. We are completely and utterly dampened right now. Villa are back in control of the game. Although Soufal in a nice position, trying to drag the ball forward. Rice into Benrahma, who takes it, and there is that shot that goes over. But again, I'll take that. Honestly, that sort of stuff I'll take today. It's frustrating, but I'll take it. He picks up the ball, runs into some space, and has a pop. Was it ever going in? No, but it's at least something. It's someone taking the ball and just absolutely going for it. And again, as frustrating as it is, I will accept that because it is at least a shot being taken. Am I clutching at straws? Honestly, probably yes. Honestly, probably yes. But the momentum has completely shifted in Villa's way right now. And again, they have the ball in and around their area. They're passing it between centre-backs and goalkeeper. The one thing you've been told as a kid not to do as a defender, pass across the face of goal. Do not do that. And they're just doing it quite happily. How was Danny Ings offside? He was in his own area. Passing it around in their own area, and we are not going close to punishing them for it, even though we could and probably should. I don't know. Seeing Leon Bailey warming up. It's going to be a free kick to West Ham. Taking it big. Cresswell, not a bad weak foot cross, that is, to be fair. Soufal picks up the ball wide, lays it short to Declan Rice. Forced to go backwards again. Cresswell down the line to Mikel Antonio. Crosses it in, blocked. That's very Mikel Antonio spacing. He's done something, ladies and gentlemen. Zuma collects the ball and lays it off nicely this time. Well done, Zuma. That's all we need you to do is find someone. To Fornals. Hits it, deflects. Oh, yes. We will take that all day. Fornals goes off, arms swinging. I do not care that was deflected. I do not care. Oh, there's a flipping super chat. I do not care. Thank you very much to my Korean friend. I cannot shout, but in Korea it is 11:32 right now. Listen. Feel the vibes, my friend. Feel the vibes. If I knew your name or how to pronounce it, I would. I apologize for not being able to, but my friend, thank you very much. I will take that all day. It's a complete and utter deflection, but do you know what? Fine by me. Ball gets played to Pablo Fornals. He's in a bit of space, and again, those shots from range. That's what I was saying. Sometimes you just got to take them. And he does. He hits it second time. He takes a huge deflection off. I want to say Konsa, I think it is. Yes. It's Konsa sticks his foot out. It goes flying over Martinez. Has nothing he can do. West Ham United 1. Aston Villa 0. Don't deserve it at all. But I'll be honest. Taking it regardless. We're taking it regardless. Scenes. Oh my God, we've scored a goal in the Premiership. We've done it. Yes. There's nothing stopping us now. We're going to win the league. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, right. And relax. Okay. Bell quick. Again. I'm scared now because Villa are going forward and I'm seeing you say Bell. Hit from range. Over. It's fine. Still 1-0. It's fine. It's totally and utterly fine. I was not worried in any way, shape, or form. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through and looking at all of you celebrate. I've just also realized we've had so many donations today that I don't think the donation thing's working properly. I think it stops at Scott's. That's how many there's been. So I'm going to try and fix that as the game continues on. I'll try and commentate on the game as we go. Aston Villa have the ball. Kind of smart stuff you're going to get from me today. What am I looking for? Villa making their way forward. It's good play from Aston Villa. Matty Cash down that right-hand side. Good block from, I think that's Pablo Fornals or Aaron Cresswell, one or two. I think it might be Cresswell. He looks a bit awkward. Fornals fouls someone, but no foul given by the referee. Hang on, we'll get there. I'm fixing it. Hopefully this works. Another substitution now for Villa. Danny Ings coming off. Leon Bailey on in his place. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Right, that should be all of them now. One hopes. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I don't actually know, but there's been so many today that I legitimately cannot put them all on one thing, which is the first time that's ever happened. So thank you very much. That's incredibly kind of you. Right. Come on. Super David Moyes being chanted from the crowd, which is a thing, especially because it says Europa League in it as well, which we just aren't in. But listen, I'm taking the positive vibes from this. I'm taking the positive vibes. All right. Antonio out wide to Declan Rice, who's charging through the center. It's a really nice run, taking down the edge of the area. That's going to be a yellow card as easy as the day is long, my friends. That is a yellow card for Luca Digne. And a free kick in a very dangerous area for West Ham. Now, who do we have on the pitch who can take it? Ben Rama, I would posit. Just charging forward Declan Rice. It wasn't. I think it was Ramsey actually in the end, as opposed to Luca Digne. I think it was Ramsey who picks up the yellow. It was Kamara. 44. I thought it said 41. Okay. Free kicks. Ben Rama, Cresswell standing over it. I'd take either of them. I would be a big fan if it was Ben Rama who hits this one. I don't have much faith either of them are going to score, if we're being honest about it. But we'll see how it goes. Aaron Cresswell's hair is very impressively solid. You know? Right, here comes the free kick. Declan Rice is also scarily standing over it, which I really hope doesn't happen. I think he's walked away. Aaron Cresswell hits it straight off the ball. 100% cram. 100%. I don't care if it's a smash and grab, terrible 1-0 win. I'm not fussed. If we get the win, we get the win. That's all that's important to me. I'm not fussed about how it comes. I just want it to come. You know? Ten minutes. 10 minutes. Come on. Come on. His hairspray gaze. Unbelievably strong. Unbelievably strong. Good interception. Jared Bowen there. Good win off the ball. Benrahma out to Antonio. Benrahma's making a nice run. Antonio can't find him, but does a second time. Benrahma tries to find a bit of space. Absolutely harried by two people. Dinks it across. I'll tell you what, the fact he managed to get it in at all was impressive. Jared Bowen can't quite get his head onto it. And Villa, I was going to say come away with the ball, but a really nice tackle, nice pressure. And all of a sudden, West Ham win it back. Come on. Come on. I'm feeling positive. Let's go. It's happening. Come on. Please. I'm trying to persuade myself more than anything else. You know? Oh, major movements from Major. Love that. Jealous of that, if I'm being frank. Very jealous of that. Right. Fornals, dribbles. I thought off the pitch, I'm not going to lie, but somehow the only person who didn't see it in the stadium was the ref. Don't know how. Benrahma, nice. Out wide to Declan Rice. Don't shoot. Okay, that's hypocritical of me. He shot and he went over. Part of me is, I said don't shoot, but I think maybe that's, to be fair, hypocritical, because if I say it's fine for Benrahma to shoot, then why is it not fine for Declan Rice to shoot from there? I mean, I guess the answer is Pablo Fornal. I guess the answer is Benrahma's actually accurate with his shots, but at the same time, hypocritical on me, probably unfair. Chris, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. I've only got how have we been? Well, you know, if anyone has a better way to describe it than me, then feel free to tell Chris. Chris, I would say this. We're winning 1-0, and that's the important thing. We're winning 1-0, and that is what I choose to take away from this game. I choose to ignore everything else that happened, and we are taking 1-0. Benrahma's been good. Oh, nice ball from Declan Rice towards Antonio. He was offside. He was offside anyway. I like the idea of the whipped-in ball from Declan Rice there. Tell you what, he's stepping up a little bit. Tell you what, I don't think he was offside, but who cares? That's the positive. Yes. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. We're winning 1-0. I rest my case. Prosecution rests. Booking. Played out wide for Aston Villa on this right-hand side. Put in. Digne heads it back across. Can't quite get anywhere. West Ham headed away. It's still at the feet of Aston Villa. Ramsey trying to find a ball forward. Digne again whips it in once more. Ooh, more dangerous that time. Ollie Watkins wins, but apparently he fouls on the way. Yeah, look, second half has been significantly better than the first. Has it been good enough in its entirety? Probably not. First 10 minutes of the first half, however long it was. Yeah, we were firing on all cylinders, and then we took Skamaka off and put Antonio on, and then, but I still think top 10 somewhere. I don't know exactly when. My bigger thing this season is Conference League, Europa Conference League. That's what my big thing is. I want us to win that this year. I really want us to give that as strong a go as we go. That's what I'm saying. Come on. Oh, good. I saw someone say, what was that Bowen cross? There we go. I saw Liam say that. I went, oh, I'll look forward to that. Looked across at the screen, it was showing me the Wolves goal. And as the Wolves goal comes back, it just in time to see Bowen kick the ball is how I could describe it. He kicked the ball. Pablo Fornals does well, but I can't think about it. He does keep it in, but there's no one there for the cross that he just sort of swung his foot at, to be fair. But he did well to keep it in the first place. Nice control down. A much better cross, but just no one there. Why did we take Skamaka off? The formation change from Benny coming on was huge. Was absolutely massive. Antonio, as much as I didn't like seeing him come on, and I'm like frustrated by it, he's shown good runs and has created good space. I think we would have been better if Skamaka stayed on, but I would have liked to have seen Antonio and Skamaka together. Like, imagine if we had Skamaka as that focal point with Antonio running off him. That sounds real good to me. Maybe I'm just getting a blood rush to the head because we actually have two strikers once. Who knows? But Antonio fuming, he didn't get a foul there, but good work, Vladimir Sufal, to stop that one going forward. Awful play, keeps Villa in possession of the ball, but good tackle at least. Oh, he does it again, just clears it away. Oh, nice chest down from Ben Rama, and Bowen's touch was as heavy as you're ever going to see a first touch. Bendia, oh, it's a nice ball. Bendia's so good, man. How is he not starting? It's Cash. Pulls it back to Leon Bailey, whips it in, nodded away from Sufal. The ball cross wasn't great. Just a big old kerfuffle, misses out on the ball. Everyone. Bailey hits it. I almost called him Bealey, but still. Well, we can only hope, Ashley. We can only hope. Sorry, we can only hope. How many likes did you get in the end? 638. Yeah. Mad. Just watching the donation things now to see if it does do all two of them full, which is what I want. We're on that last one. I'm really hopeful. Hope it works, Chris. I hope it works. Does do all of them. Okay, sweet. I know. Unheard of. And it worked well as well, Paul. Changed the game. Come on, Glenn. Glenn Kitely, everything West Ham incoming. Eyes emoji. Let's go. Let's go, Glenn. Welcome, by the way. I hope you're well. If you haven't subscribed to Glenn, what are you doing? Subscribe to Glenn. Bruv. Subscribe to Glenn. Ramsey receives the 1-2 nicely. Good position to shoot, but does it from range. One, two, finds some space, hits it from range, straight into the hands of Fabianski. Antonio down. I completely missed it. I was looking at chat. Yeah, Ian, I agree with what Paul said. He came off at halftime for a formation change. Maybe a straight elbow there. I think he went down a bit easy there. I can't lie. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it properly, but I don't think he played badly by any stretch of imagination, Ian. But you know, it was ineffective. But we were awful in that first half as a team. It wasn't just him. We were awful. So. Digne, short to Ramsey. Villa all over us at the end of this game. We are just holding for dear life. And to be honest with you, I do not care. Hold on for dear life. Oh my God. Someone goes down in the middle of the box. Is it? Beautiful, beautiful bullshit there from, I think it was Ollie Watkins in the middle of the box, who went down holding his head. And then the second it looked like a cross was about to come in, stood up like a rocket and then went back to holding his head again. The second the cross doesn't come in. You're not getting it. It's not even close to a pen. Not even close to a pen. James, I can't seem to find your comment now. I don't know why. I'm looking for it. I saw you ask how I watch the streams. I do not use... If you see what I'm saying, I watch it legally. So I don't use Footy Pass or the links in Discord. If Footy Pass doesn't do me well, then links in Discord. Unless it's on BT, then I actually do genuinely watch BT Sport. I have BT. So I watch BT, but I don't have Sky and I don't have any of the other channels. I only have BT Sport. So because the wrestling's on it. So just so you're aware, I don't use Footy Pass or the links in Discord. And then I just keep clicking until I find one that's not cutting out. Because I don't mind being 2 minutes behind. It's more important that I have a sting and can see everything, you know what I mean? Ball over the top. Digne does well on Declan Rice. Good tackle by Sufal. Come on, 2 more minutes to go. 2 more minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I would ask you, with 2 minutes to go, for your Hammers chat man of the match. Whoever you think played the best, put that name in the chat. And then whoever gets the most amount of votes in a quick amount of time, I will say officially is the Hammers chat man of the match. There's no science here. Only vibes. Only vibes. We've got just over a minute left. I'm not going to look at chat until after it because obviously I know you lot will be ahead of me. So if a goal happens, if full time happens, you'll know. So I'm not going to look at chat till the end now. So but get those names in. While we're doing this, Aston Villa, Leon Bailey is really well there. Strides inwards, takes it past Declan Rice like he's not even there. And then just takes it one man too far. Ben Rama collects it and clears it. Good work. I think it was Ben Rama. It's either him or Fornals. While we're here, I'll also say this. If you haven't already subscribed to Hammers Chat. We were the only West Ham channel last season who did a watch-along, build-up show, review of every single game without fail. I was here every single game without fail. 2 of them were a bit squeaky, but I was here. That's the important thing. So hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos because I would love to have you because as you see, I do this by myself. And so without you, it is nothing. I would also say, hey, like the video while you're there, my friends. We have absolutely smashed it. The biggest by a significant margin likes we've had this season so far. Jared Bowen flying forward. Jared Bowen pass it. He gets tackled. Frustrating, but we're right at the end. The most amount of likes we've had by significant distance, and also the most amount of super chats. Jesus Christ, Gio will be drinking well for his birthday. I'll tell you that. So thank you very much. As Villa with the final opportunity of the game. Buendia out wide to Leon Bailey again. Referee's just waiting for this. We're at the 3 minutes. We're gone. This is going to be the last chance. Whipped in, controlled by Antonio. Just punt it, mate. Just punt it. Martinez has the ball. Bro, no whistle. Why is there no whistle, bruv? Why is there no whistle? There it is. We will take that. I don't care. It was scrappy. I don't care that you could argue we didn't deserve it. We've scored and we've won. I could not give less of a crap about how it happened. Fact is, it happened. And I'm taking it. I'm taking it. Very quickly, let's have a look at the man of the matches. Let me scroll up to when it started. I have a feeling I know who it'll be, but let me have a quick look. Where are we at? Benny, Claire, Ben Rama, Kara Fornals, Dawson needed. We needed back. Man of the match was Ben Rama. Fornals, keep going. Benny, Rice, Ariola. Benny, I'll give it Ben Rama. There's a lot more Ben Ramas. Ben Rama, congratulations, Ben Rama, on your Hammers Chat Man of the Match awards. Finally, before we go, we'll say once more a massive thank you to everyone who's donated. Because Jesus Christ, Derek Newcastle, Dave Acid D, Punch Drunk, Tasman 307, Paul N, Callum Skepper, who will come up again, Tommy Black, Dylan Williams, Scott Venn, Richard Browning, Chris Topper, Londell, Fort McMurray, Ian, GP, Callum Skepper, GP, and my Korean friend. Thank you very much to you all. Massively appreciated. Like I say, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Hit the like button. Absolutely flying. West Ham have done a win. 670 likes in the end. West Ham have done a win. I can't quite believe it either. Make sure to stick around because the review will be starting in just a moment where Jill will be celebrating a win. Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your weekend. We've scored. We've scored.